Welcome to Drinking with GIROUX. I am your host, GIROUX. We finna do it. Cheers. Yes, MBS exclusive, baby. All right. Yeah, very nice. So, normally I do a spitting with GIROUX, but gotta take a break, man. These fucking instrumentals getting my channel almost struck are getting annoying. So we're just gonna drink and watch some shit. I'm pretty sure maybe that's his job, man. Maybe he does music for every Norwegian commercial. Word. If not, you should give it a try. Like, just go to fucking. Just try to be, just try to do it. How do you even approach, like, well, yeah, you just go to an ad agency, right? I want to do music for your ads. Hire me. This is my SoundCloud. I work with a famous GIROUX in Canada, and so I have experience. No, but you can get in the door if you have talent. You have talent like that, you can probably get in the door pretty easily. I think a lot of fame happens from right place, right time. Yeah. Uh huh. Because me trying to battle rap today, I wouldn't be making like 30,000 views a battle like back in the days. I would be making maybe 8,000, and it's not the same. Not as much eyes on it, and yeah. So let's just see what's going on the YouTubes, and if not, I have something in mind. I want to watch another music documentary about heavy underground American music. Mr. Killer is live.
Do is just fucking stream and have a good time, have a good game. Got that.
Holy shit. That's a
That damn
oh, that's a watch party? Watch party, we're so back.
Got that.
Newport nerds rise up. Who the fuck made him that? What's going on, man? That's his intro?
So basically, first of all,
Let me share it, right?
basically, first of all, basically,
So that's Mr. Kill Everything's intro.
First of all, how come, like, yeah,
What's up, Brendan?
I don't know how to use words that well.
My dad is not a fucking dork.
Dude, just talk to my fucking son.
I've got balls of steel.
What the fuck is that?
Blowing out your ass.
These fucking gamers, man. Alright, well, we're not gonna watch this forever. Better come live, bruh. Okay.
Trigger the libs, own the libs.
Hate it when I trigger the lips. Love it
Mr.
when I
Medicare.
lose. Laughing when they throw a fit.
Medicare.
I love to trigger the lips. Hate it
We
when
missed the fight on BYB last night.
love it when I own the lips.
Between who? I guess we could watch that. Was it members only? Let's see. BYB. Okay, 19 hours ago. Okay. At the end.
Or listen to anything he has ever done. Make a lot of super chat money. Might be up there in the top.
He's like, wait, what? What are you talking about? He goes, I want.
Oh no, I was there. I saw that. So where was it? Like in the middle, or who was fighting?
All right, I'll leave AIDS. I'm sorry. Was that offensive? I apologize.
Sorry.
Sorry, AIDS, if I offended you and all that you do for everyone. Great weight loss program. If you haven't tried it, indeed, AIDS. It's how you lose weight in this
Little
day and
past
age.
the middle.
What is Triple G's channel? He just lost it, so we have to put out his Rumble
It's
link.
all gone. Yeah.
Okay, that would be the middle.
People who sucked so bad they were no.
What did you say?
I have no idea. I was talked over by a puppet.
Do you want to get nunchucked?
You should
Keep
put the
that
Hitler
attitude
picture
up. You're gonna get
yeah.
I've been
nunchucked by a
nunchucked.
Really is.
black
Cool.
color. A Newport. You're gonna get Newported.
Newport nunchucked.
Wow.
Terrible.
It goes without saying.
Will Stevie Lou ever fight again? He had the fight with the midget Asian. Of course, he felt confident going in to fight midget Asians, but is he man enough to take on the guy?
Asian man.
Stevie was nig-chucked. That's the problem.
Absolutely was big Chuck. There's no doubt about
Yes,
it.
it was totally nig-chucked.
He was beat up by Black Ninja. I mean, it's not very nice, but it was.
Don't forget, if you send a $5 donation or more,
With
any
his wife,
donation
and
of
she was
5 or
trying to
more,
explain shit.
I'm
I'll
chugging
beat
a
the
beer.
shit out of people, beating
And
the
if you want me
fucking
to
shit out of each other.
play a clip,
And she's
send a dono and we'll
explaining,
play it.
why he did what he did, because he was only defending himself. And we,
Yeah,
Streamlabs.com/fpyramids
Dude.
or
That guy
PayPal
doesn't
at
pull
Giroux.
nunchucks
Let's
on you
go.
for no reason. Stevie did something.
why
No,
carry
I
on?
interviewed the dude. He said
I
I
didn't
ain't into men. He said I ain't into men. Multiple times he did claim that Stevie Lou tried to put hands on him, and not in like a manly way, like in a kind of way.
Yeah, but don't
That
be
way.
ridiculous. Like
That way.
the guy who's going to jail for beating a dude up is gonna talk some shit too. I don't think he hit Stevie with nunchucks for no reason.
I gotta tell you, his wife took a better beating than he did, because the guy's wife.
Stevie Lou's wife?
No.
Hey, now.
The
Kenyatta?
Kinte. Yeah, that guy. He took a hell of a beating that night in the chat and on panel.
Are you going to Mommy's to
She
play
did.
some poker or what?
It was me.
Is that still going?
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
You got to be careful. I mean, there's a lot of
Finally.
chuckers around New York City. It happens to the best
Tell me about it.
and chuckers. You got to be careful about
Yeah, I
that.
hear you get in trouble for that now.
Yeah, I don't think you need to provoke.
You gotta
someone
make
that
you
just
gotta
gave
make it rain in
nunchucks at
April.
them. Anyway, just looking at him weird might set him.
I mean, but listen, how would you know they carry him? I carry a 9. I carry a 45. Like, it's the same thing, really.
No, that's more respectable than.
Stevie, stop! Oh, this is exactly the thing that put me to sleep earlier today. That's exactly the thing. Knocked me right the fuck out.
Do we have to?
No, it's like a 5-minute clip.
Yeah, it's
We'll
only
just
5 minutes.
1 minute of. No, it's only 5 minutes. No,
All right. We're gonna skip ahead.
It was a
Trying to
It's going
find
to take
it.
us 30 minutes to get through it.
We're trying to find
I
some
know.
fights.
Trying to get through sand.
I was ready to take all their
No, I thought
money.
we could play. Let's play like a minute
Is
of it.
this
and then
new
we'll
or is
just
this an
play off.
old? Is
This
this
is
new or
yesterday.
old?
You can
This
say-
is literally yesterday.
What does it look like? Do you think this is new?
I don't want to be
Right,
exposed
no,
to that
it's
stuttering
wrong.
John
This is
bullshit.
Yesterday.
He's still going on.
No,
from?
I would never.
Who? John?
I wouldn't go see the
Yeah,
picture.
So it's GGG versus
When did he
2K.
ever do comedy?
2K.
When?
He's doing it right now.
Well,
That's
heck.
not a fuck. No, he's not.
Oh, he's yeah. Well, in
Heck,
his
man.
eyes. This guy's eyes. Look, he's going on the phone.
I see your point, but how
Well,
dare
no,
you?
he makes you heard the word hack before, and you were like, "Oh,
yes,
I'm gonna
watching
do
your
that."
show. I said, God, what a fucking hack. Every time I put you on, I go, this guy's a fucking hack.
Okay.
He recently
Yeah.
died as well.
I think we're getting there.
What, he's dead?
And V-necks are not his friend either.
Yeah. Did you say?
I think they were
Z-neck?
talking to
No,
each
that
other.
ain't a
Oh, they
V-neck.
could be.
They were talking shit to each other.
Z-neck? This is the new thing I'm not aware of. A Z-neck, is it?
Remember what you were chatting about, Peter Sky Parker. Remember.
That's what
PSP,
happens.
just turn the audio
Something
down
about
just a
audio,
bit.
Like,
maybe.
grabs you up by your scruff and like throws you around. Maybe you got beat up a little bit. Is Youngstown a end chucking type city?
That's a good question. In Iowa? Do they have a...
Are they gonna do
Sasquatch,
20 more
I
minutes
don't know
about
fucking-
end chucking?
Yeah.
These fucking hacks.
God, Peter
This
Sky.
we know you leave. How about that?
Peter Sky Parker's got a point. It is all three of you talking all at once, all the time.
Well, we're funny. You know.
No.
Well, the puppet is.
I think that's why they call it a talk show.
That's right. That's what you do.
Yeah, three
Get
people
fucked.
talking at once. Yeah, talk show.
Exactly.
3, 2, 1, let's talk.
We're doing it.
Okay. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. So I
trying
can
to,
line it
but
up.
you were talking.
You're retarded, dude.
Oh,
Shut up.
sorry. You go 2K. Go ahead.
It's a talk
No, no,
show. We're
no,
supposed
Jack, I
to
was just
talk
not-
over each other. What talk show
No,
have
you
you
GGG
heard where
has a
they all
point.
talk over each other?
GG.
This one?
GGG.
View every day.
That too.
That's 1 point for GGG.
One of the most popular shows in America.
Jane M, $5. Thank you, sir. I would
This
like
guy's got a point.
puppet. I would like to ask the puppet his inspiration. It's such an original and creative idea. This show will always be low tier. How
Excuse me.
dare you, sir?
Seem to be crap on everybody here.
Yeah.
Just cover those bases.
That's what happens.
I
Love
feel
the
like
chat.
we're not growing and getting better. And he's also saying that you ripped off your idea from somewhere. I
What?
have a feeling that's what
No, that can't possibly someone gets the joke. No, really? Someone
How
got the
Well,
dare
no,
you?
he makes it go. You've heard the word hack before, and
I don't really like that-
Yes,
I'm gonna
watching
do
your
that.
show.
that
I said,
2K
God,
character.
what a fucking hack.
Pops
Every
out of
time I
nowhere.
put you on, I go,
Who the fuck is
guy's
this
a
guy,
fucking
man?
hack.
I
Who
think
the
you're
fuck
confused
is you?
About the meaning of the word hack. You're literally a two key.
He's way too happy to
Yes.
be there.
With
I don't like
Tuki's
him.
permission.
Yeah, so you're a hack.
Dude, you're a
What,
fantastic.
you need Tuki's permission to rip him off? What are
No.
you talking about?
Again, I've already explained this entire thing to you. I'm not.
You
doing
got
it
his
again.
permission,
If you
or
can't
he
figure
was
it out-
nice to you one time? Which is it?
Okay, I'm not. By, I'm not gonna put this.
You
I'm not gonna put this. Literally
that's
this week.
that's another point for GGG.
are work.
The gay guitar guy.
Literally.
We're in a Discord call with him. I was working with him.
Yeah,
Dude,
well,
hey,
we
look,
were
MLC.
set- we were
Shut the fuck up.
we were setting up a we were setting up a gag.
Brand new T-shirt.
We
The
were
fuck
setting
are you talking
we were
about?
setting up a gag.
This wannabe
Setting
JCPS
up
guy
a-
is all
does
right
that
in
mean?
my book.
It means you saw it, you didn't.
Someone was on their knees.
Work. It's a
That-
real job, right?
He was getting ready for a gag.
Remember when you
The
said
gag.
like 20 minutes ago, people with real jobs don't get W-2s?
What? No.
Well, you said it.
No, I said people who I said he didn't get a
He
W2
probably
because
gets
he
a
had to pay
W-2
taxes.
because he doesn't have a real job. That's a quote from you 20 minutes ago.
That was Quad who said he got W2. Maybe pay attention, fuckface.
Oh, I hope.
Maybe pay some attention.
If
to
only
people
somebody
talking.
recorded the whole
Instead of
thing.
staring at gay porn while we're doing this, maybe pay some fucking attention to what's going on.
Yeah,
the
I'm
show.
staring at
'Cause I
gay
didn't
porn.
say
I'm
it.
saying
'Cause
stuff
I
you
didn't
don't
say it.
like. Now you think I'm watching gay
I
porn.
never said W2.
That's another
Brain
point.
small.
Another point for
I'm not the one with the
GGG.
Brain small.
attention
You have
span
no
of a
jokes.
fucking of a hamster. Speaking of
French
hamsters,
Tuki isn't funny. Wasn't funny.
Wait a minute,
Isn't gonna be
wait.
funny.
The puppet
No.
doesn't have a brain. I will back
No.
him up with it. He doesn't have
Yes.
one at
Neither
all.
It's all
does the guy
stuff.
operating the
It's all stuff.
puppet.
dude, you are a puppet for another human being. His hand inside you.
What?
Literally.
Literally.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes. I have a man inside me, and so have
Sounds
you.
smart.
Yes. We both had men inside us. Different ways, though. Very
No.
different.
Men holding
Very
hands.
extremely different ways. We've both had men inside of us.
I'm really trying to hurt the guy running the puppet's feelings. I'm not worried about you. You're
Good luck
an
with that.
inanimate object.
Again, someone who's not funny telling me I'm not funny is not going to affect me in any way, shape, or form.
You're the definition of hack. You stole a guy's idea and put a mustache on.
Oh wow! Again, very original. Hack. Why don't you call me a pedophile too while you're at it?
You
Yeah,
don't
man,
get to
d-
tell
do-
people
doing
they're
a
not
parody-
original. You're a ripoff.
A
You're
Tukey
not-
parody.
what are you talking about?
You're not even unoriginal.
I'm not with it.
You're not.
You're a giant.
Like,
Yeah,
how
just
about create
repeat
a
what I
diff-
say over
Come on,
and
bring up
10
this
times
Create your
the
own
same
puppet.
thing I say, but the opposite.
No one
No
cares.
brain. No
No
brain.
one cares.
Nothing going on up there.
You try to pick fights with people to get some kind of rub, and no one gives a fuck.
No one's
No
picking
one
fights.
cares.
Nobody wants to
The second-
fight you.
the
It's not
second-
worth it.
The second
You're-
the fight's
it's
over,
so
people go back
worthless
to
to
not
fight
giving a
you.
shit about anything you have to say.
You're the one who won't
second-
shut the fuck up. We're just trying to have a good
second
show.
you're
All you do is
you're
talk
done.
over Quad and Jack.
Nobody's talking to me. I'm
We're
talking to
trying to have a good show.
He said
Are
I
you?
talk over
That's how
everybody.
conversations work. I'm not sure what you do. When you watch a clip, you talk about the clip. Do you not understand how that works?
Take
You
turns.
pause the clip.
Take turns
and then you
talking.
talk about the clip.
You wait till the fucking host of the show's done talking, and then you speak. You and Jack. I'm talking to you too, Jack. By the way,
He's
You'll
a
both have the fucking
mute
problem.
cripple. He's a crippled mute. He's not saying
mad at you
nothing.
too.
Look at him smiling.
Take a step back from the mic. You don't know what the fuck.
Quadfather did an awesome job at letting them
Doing that
go.
on purpose for
You
PSP because he loves it.
Quadfather is good for that. He won't stop the
We
drama.
don't like arguments on this show.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
no.
Fuck out of here,
I'm
Quad.
like, oh, I see
Should
what
we
it
There's
is.
just
no
be
argument.
civil?
I'm talking shit to this guy, and he just repeats what I say, but the opposite. There's no argument.
Repeat place. That is an argument. Taking the opposite stance
What did you?
is an
What
argument.
was that?
Taking the opposite
that-
stance. Taking the opposite stance is an argument, stupid. The other thing's called agreeing.
Yeah,
That's
that's
his
the way you
that's
said
his
you're
true
doing.
happy
Yeah.
place right there.
Yeah, it's called taking the opposite stance. If someone argues one side and you,
You
argue
don't
the
believe
exact
what
same
you're saying.
side,
You don't know
that's
what
not
you're
an
saying.
argument. I know exactly.
You
what
barely
I'm
understand
Are you
what I'm
guys
saying.
being
I know exactly.
contradicts?
We've
Contradicting?
already had this exact argument.
Boo.
Why that
When? Where?
We've literally
Oh,
had
but
that
you
exact
just
show.
rinse,
We've had this
repeat,
exact-
rinse,
exactly.
repeat.
This is the exact same argument we had already. It's the same bullshit you say the last
Throw
time.
the puppet in the trash.
So again, it is the trash. It's called your show.
Maybe next
It's the
week.
exact same thing.
Maybe next week the Tukey ripoff will
I
take off.
already told you no to doing your show when you begged me to come on the last time. No,
Oh,
Did this happen?
You're such a what? I have never asked you to be on my show.
I have the DM
Beg,
from Jen.
beg.
will
He said
represent
beg.
me,
Okay, show
asking
him.
me to go
Show
on.
him.
Okay, hang
Show
on,
him.
hang on.
Please
Let's
show
do
him.
the,
I told you. You think I told Jen I wanted 2K on my show? Are you nuts?
100% told Jen. Stop it. Stop.
Show
acting
him
like you're
right
not-
now.
All right,
Show him
hang on.
now.
Quad, can I send him straight to you?
Hold on. Trump
You
07,
should be able to hit present.
$5.
No,
Quad.
not- I
I
can't
recognize-
to be on my
Can I
show.
read this? Can I read
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Trump 07,
Right.
Trump 07, $5. Quad, I recognize Jim Norton's voice anywhere. Jim is a puppet now. Fuck yeah.
Fuck
You
yeah.
don't know what you just said, Trumpet. Shit. Oh,
Fucking home run trumpet.
yes, indeed. Jim Norton's voice is trapped in a puppet. He died of AIDS, apparently. No, I did
Jim-
not know that.
Jim also has a man inside.
The fuck
him.
is this
So
horse
he's
shit?
lucky.
What's up, K?
I think he's had a
there-
lot of
there's-
men
it's a
inside him.
fight
Just
between
like Uncle Jack,
GGG,
right?
Gay Guitar Guy, and the 2K faggot.
Why are you being mean
And
to
Gay Guitar Guy is fucking him up.
Tukey
Is
is
this a
gay.
puppet
That's
bash?
what's bad about you. You ripped off a gay guy.
I don't like that puppet.
You like being
He talks way too much.
You're gayer.
He's hack.
It's not a contest.
Don't bring AIDS into
it's
this.
a gay,
I'm sorry.
He pops
Only
out of
babe.
nowhere. He pops out of
sorry,
nowhere
I'm
with
offensive.
this
I apologize.
fucking hack shit.
Sorry.
I don't
AIDS,
like
if
him.
I
I don't like
offended
him.
you.
I don't like
All
these new
that you do
niggas.
For everyone.
Well, it's
Great
just
weight
keep
loss
eating.
program. If you haven't tried it, indeed, AIDS. It's how you lose weight in this day and age. What is Triple G's channel? He just lost it, so we have to put out his Rumble
It's
link.
all gone. Yeah. Rumble.com/SuitPartyLive.
Yeah, there you go. Suit Party Live, baby.
I had
on Rumble.
20 YouTube alts. They were all named Suit Party, and I would use it to troll channels that would ban me from the chat. When
Yeah,
I
you
lost the Suit Party channel, I lost all of those alts like the next day.
What? How's that?
Every single one of them just disappeared. A lot of them had
Oh,
actually
You
most
use
of
the
them had
same phone
no
number for
content
all of
on
them?
the
All right, I think that's over. It's not that interesting, to be honest. Oh, what's going on with Mr. Kill?
Timmy, watching these commies at their convention for 2019, it really is. This is a kindergarten, and they behave like children. Do you see this? That's what
Not
I'm talking
interesting.
about with the
I
wave
want him
shit.
drunk and I want him full screen. And I want him bleeding. Possibly. The State of Death Metal, 1 hour by Fantano. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. All right, let's go to the documentary I wanted to watch. Yes. Just going to do this. Then I'm going to do this. Switch account. Boom. Oh, wow. I lost a sub and I gained a new one. So everything is well. All is well. Such hawks, such hounds. Such hawks, such hounds. A documentary about heavy, underground American music. So basically everything that is stoner rock, sludge metal, and doom metal American. And it's a very good doc. And I think we should watch it. Like, yeah, some people like the shoegaze documentary. So I'm sure you're going to fuck with this one. This one is long, though. But we can take breaks. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
It seems like heavy in the modern idiom is always like something with distortion and a lot of volume. And some sort of reference to...
What? Whoops. Okay, we're doing it. We're doing it. You gotta switch it up every now and then. Can't be watching these hacks all the time. I'm gonna go insane and I'm gonna go violent and aggressive. And I don't want to do that. I've done that enough.
You can say that music is heavy because of the way it sounds, but for me it comes from more like the experience of the people making it. That's what makes it heavy.
I'd rather be high or die than live, you know, that kind of stuff.
I mean, you can have an acoustic guitar and one vocal, and it can be the heaviest thing in the world.
Heavy's about being pissed off and being a warlord and laying down, like, just like someone like that was in battle, just if they had an axe and just chop some dude in the head and it landed, and you have a riff that plays the same way that way, that's heavy.
Scenes from the American hard rock underground.
When the Beatles first came to America, they had these tiny little amplifiers. You couldn't hear anything except girls screaming. That all changed when like Marshall and Laney and Orange started making these big, giant, high wattage amplifiers that all of a sudden, you know.
By the way, I sold an amp
up.
like 2 days ago, $400.
Is just trying to make sense of what
I
you
basically
do with all
played.
this distortion
I
and all
paid
this
$300 for it 10 years ago. So that was fun.
There's things you can do with a clean reverb.
33 watts tube, 1960s PA amp.
It makes Black Sabbath sound like, you know, Peggy Lee.
Maybe I got ripped off. Maybe it's worth a lot more.
People are starting
But last time I checked, it was
to
worth
realize
$400.
it's moving away from that idea of it's just being like headbanging or whatever, devil horns, heavy rock music. We're making weird shit.
So how are we gonna get this sound? How we can put them in a closet, a small space? Like, come on, gotta put them in a coffin, you know, and see what kind of vocal performance we can get and also what kind of tone we can get out of this.
A flatted fifth is a lot heavier than like a... What about? You know what I mean?
It's down to earth, it's oftentimes raw, and it's real.
When you get really technically proficient, that sucks the soul out of rock and roll.
somebody really has something to say, and I'm not saying verbally necessarily,
Jesus
but
Christ.
emotionally,
There's like writings everywhere.
it comes out of the music and it
My
just hits
cam
you.
is like blocking all of it.
That's heavy music to me. It doesn't necessarily have to be all about loud guitars, even though I love loud guitars.
It seems like heavy in the modern idiom is always like something with distortion and a lot of volume. And some sort of reference to the first heavy bands, you know, Black Sabbath and Blue Cheer, Led Zeppelin.
The whole experience of coming of age in the early 1970s was very tense and rife with problems that mainstream entertainment wasn't addressing, and definitely not even mainstream pop music.
I would love to go back to the 70s and relive it because, I mean, you had Black Sabbath at their peak, you had Captain Beyond, you had Uriah Heep, you had Deep Purple and rock, you had Mountain, you had Grand Funk, you had the Stooges, you had, you know, Atomic Rooster, Dust, the Groundhog, Stray, all these incredible bands.
Since '72, it's actually been done.
Downhill.
Yeah, after Volume 4 was released, Sabbath, well, unnecessary point of discussion.
I keep referring back to Hawkwind because they were a really big influence on me back in the day.
Somewhere in the Green River days, discovered Hawkwind, and have been in love with like those first 4 or 5 records ever since.
Mountain, Zeppelin, Free.
Like all kids our age, and then Kiss.
We had all the Dictators records. James Gang, Joe Walsh,
Neil Young.
Leaf Hound.
What's up?
Vishnu Orchestra.
Gentle Giant, and Princeton.
Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper was like the first cool record I ever got.
Of course I like Sabbath, but I mean, that's the obvious.
They know Sabbath, and it's great, but Sabbath is played out.
A lot of the bands that we were into, Bobby and I specifically were into, were these, what I call like B-level bands or C-level bands like Dust, Lord Baltimore.
Sir Lord Baltimore, I mean, I didn't know they existed until a couple years ago, and I heard it, and I just started cracking up because it's fucking gnarly.
You'd play these records that were just, oh, that's not Steely Dan, it's not, that's not Heart, it's not Barracuda, it's not Supertramp.
In a way, Black Sabbath was never on the radio, but people went to gigs, and I think that's why there was more money for those bands touring. And they could get known, they could sell platinum without ever getting on the radio.
In the 70s, there was a lot more regional hard rock. There were
Do
bands
they,
like
though?
Pentagram in Washington, D.C.
Kinda.
that weren't part of the major label system.
It's true.
Pentagram formed in late '71.
Bobby was the first.
Double verse
tell
if they
you
were
that right
interested
now.
in like
Bobby Leland
hard
was
rock
the first.
instead of. Well,
Literally one night, Bobby
all
and I
these
were
guys
sitting
are
at a
more
friend's
talented,
house,
that's for sure.
getting stoned like we did just about every night. And we said, why don't we put together a band that is exactly what we both want to do? During the time I was in the band, 71 to 76, I would say we were a hard rock band, maybe a heavy hard rock band, but we weren't a heavy metal band. We didn't want to play clubs because clubs didn't want us to play in them because we didn't do covers. If you listen to Bobby's songs, they were creative, incredibly inventive songs with
That's
weird
deep, bro.
beat changes,
That's
and
fucking
weird
deep,
chord
bro.
progressions and weird time
What's up,
stuff
G-Rob?
and stuff. But
Giroux, my favorite bars.
the labels would say this
Thanks.
isn't radio friendly.
But we're not
We
doing
can't
it
sell
tonight.
this, we
I'm
don't
taking a
do
break.
single.
Because like two days ago, was it Wednesday? Like I tried to fucking find an instrumental to rap
and so
on.
we had various managers
And
who
5
stuck
times
with
in a
us for
row, I
various
got
periods
like
of time
my
that
stream would get
take us
suspended.
into the studio,
I had
go
to
the
stop.
sessions, and try and
Stop
get
the
us,
song,
a record label
wait till
deal.
it comes back, try with
And
another
each
beat.
time they failed.
Got suspended like 5 times. Fucking crazy.
Lieber and Krebs in Colombia, they wanted Bobby.
So like from now on, I can still try to find beats I like that are more
big
commercial,
audition
more
in New
well
York
known.
City at a big
But I'm
studio.
taking a
That
chance
was
every
the straw
time.
that definitely caused a lot of severe damage to the camel's back because Bobby basically blew our Columbia Records
And
deal.
if you get suspended and you don't stop the song, then you get a strike. You got to be careful.
Don't worry about it.
From
Let
what
you bring in the
I
subject.
from what I
Bobby
can
wanted his
gather.
way. And so there you go. That was the end of Columbia Records.
The problem really became the drugs. And Bobby got a bad reputation. And Bobby really sat on the edge of being a fucking legendary rock
And I
star
already have
his
one
entire
strike.
life.
It'll go away in May, but I don't want to have
their records
2
were almost
strikes
impossible to find.
before May.
And I didn't even hear about
Are you?
Penny
Yes.
Graham until their records started getting
Well,
reissued.
you can get
Bobby had all this stuff,
rants,
believe it
rumble
or not,
rants.
even back then,
So I'm
this
monetizing
stuff
in that
was-
sense.
Even if it was 8-track, sometimes even 4-track, it was amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring back the rumble stream so we can listen to music without any issues. But I need more followers. Otherwise, I'm just streaming on Rumble to like
A lot of our
1
70s
viewer.
demos,
Not
the
worth
studio
it.
demos
What's
we've
the
done with
point?
various managers. I love the Pentagram stuff in the 80s and 90s, and I'm really proud of Bobby for keeping Pentagram going for all these years, because you know, if he hadn't kept the band going, you wouldn't be talking to me right now.
Also, a music stream where you just listen to music and shoot the shit. Not everybody's cup of tea, right? Come on, man, we're gonna listen to music, copyrighted music, and we can say faggot. We can say it in the chat. Aren't you? Isn't that the best? Isn't that what we all want? I guess not. Also, the chat is a little wonky. Not a best UI user
We just
interface.
got like a basic structure. You know, you got the skeleton, but then there's like so much space. You know, those parts last.
But donating on the Rumble is
5-10
technically
minutes in a
easier
run, and then
than
we'll just,
Streamlabs,
like,
I believe.
go off for, like,
So
20
there's
minutes,
that.
and it's always gonna
But
be
once
different.
again, nobody wants to watch streams on Rumble. Like, nobody wants to watch this on YouTube. So on Rumble, it's like even worse.
It's always playing off each other, and like, you know, I always call it the cosmic nod.
Yeah, for
It's a
sure,
very
for sure. I think so.
Spiritual thing.
There's some cool chatters I would like to get on
for
board,
us,
but
we
hey, I
like
cannot like
definitely, I mean, at length.
cannot like
That
make
way when we
everybody like me, right?
You know, I'm maybe
You
writing
win
a note
some, you
for
lose some.
5 minutes.
I also lose
and
good
just kinda
chatters.
noodle over it, and it does give
Shout
you
out
a-
Gina Bobina. We miss you, Gina. Come back.
Just kind of explore what's going on in your head, let you drift off.
Never again.
We talked about it, and we're like, well, should we try and write some songs, and just, you know, or should we get a singer? And we just kind of said, well, we kind of like it how it is.
Yeah, these guys don't give a fuck. They release an album, they never play that album live. But you get to hear brand new shit every time. That's fucking crazy. And their albums are also like kind of like improv-y. But you gotta be in the mood for it. It doesn't allow for like time signature switches, like build-ups. No, I guess you can improv a build-up, nice build-up, but it doesn't have the impact of like a good time signature switch and whatnot. And if you find a good riff, like you want to play it over and over again, right? Sometimes you cannot like improv that. You need to work on it a little. I don't know, man.
I don't know shit about fuck.
It's a different experience. Can solo his ass off, always good in a jam band. Whoa, what's up, Kina? She's dancing.
Metal in the 80s became very formula.
All you need to do is look at Judas Priest's Turbo album and compare that to things like Stained Glass and Sin After Sin, and you can see what happened to music in the 80s.
Early psychedelic
Is
hard
that
rock
centered?
ended when
Is
the
that shit
drug of choice
centered?
became cocaine.
It isn't. Let me center
All
it.
of the negative aspects of studio recording are amplified by cocaine use by the engineers, the producers, the musicians.
Well, a lot of it hinged on production and just sounding just exactly so in the studio. And then you had your weird underground stuff.
Lay down your soul to the gods, rock and roll.
Maybe Venom. Metallica was kind of straddling the punk and metal thing.
So I wasn't really part of like the whole Ozzy Osbourne, like Judas Priest crap.
You didn't really have punks going to metal shows or metal people going to punk shows.
That's kind of crazy calling Priest and Ozzy Osbourne crap.
84, 85.
Like I get that it's formulaic, like
It was a
like
defining
produced,
moment actually when
like the way it's
The
produced.
Obsessed
Nothing
was
crazy, but
accepted by
I
the
wouldn't
punk
say it's
community.
crap.
That's
It's
like
like
when
good,
we played this
good
little bar
rock,
across in the PA.
glammy rock.
And instead of stopping, we just played our whole set with the PA, just fucking like screamed in the air, played everything like twice as fast. After that, Sab said, "Man, yeah, okay." No,
No, I wouldn't say it's glam, but it's just good, clean metal, good, clean, fun metal. Priest and Osbourne.
Into doing it, bands like Early Rites of Spring and Void and Nation of Ulysses.
Somebody told me, it's like, oh, if you think Metallica's fast, you should check out DRI, and COC and some of these other hardcore bands from the early 80s.
Yes, sir.
The very first time we saw the Melvins, I realized that a band can completely clear a room or completely change somebody's life.
Faster, 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 and then the Melvins came along from you. Like,
Yeah, for
awesome.
sure.
Motorhead
But they're just saying that it was too well produced for their likings.
Corrosion were a perfect example of that. St. Vitus were a perfect example of that.
Like made for mass consumption,
And even Black Flag was,
commercialized,
except Black Flag
and all
was
that
so
shit.
popular that their fans were willing to go to the shows anyway just to hear stuff from My War.
Black Flag played in the desert probably around 1981.
The desert, even so now, but more so 15, 20 years ago, was primarily a retirement community.
It's like a vacuum of
music culture.
There was no question of going to LA. I never went to LA. I mean, if I went to Palm Springs, that was like a big thing.
There was no record store packing, you know, Maximum Rock and Roll or Flipside.
It was all about the desert, and it wasn't something we celebrated. Maybe like it might be today.
The desert is a place for the newlywed and the nearly dead. I mean, it's like, it's that place.
That song fucks.
The bands were coming, and there were like punk rock bands that were developing out there. The earlier ones were like Dead Issue and Scabies Babies.
There was a band called Dead Issue that I was a part of. That became Across the River with Mario Lawley. Alfredo Hernandez was also in that band. And he played in Caius for a while. And Queens of the Stone Age.
There were a few other people, but I would say like the earliest nucleus of, you know, if you want to say Across the River was like one of the ones that like I just remember so vividly. That was like a moment of change.
The whole SST scene, that was like our idols. You know, Black Flag, Meat Puppets, Minutemen, October Faction.
These are their hot peppers here. There's like these look like some kind of banana peppers there. These, these are Thai dragons. When these turn red, man, these motherfuckers are hotter than hell.
What is doom? First of all,
Doom!
My understanding of the style of music that we want to call doom is kind of just like I've said before, just like a gut, like a real visceral, emotional pull. Something that'll make you cry. Whatever. When I really moved into like a concrete form of I'm in a doom band, definitely with St. Vitus.
We played a few shows with St. Vitus when they had their old singer, Scott Riegers. And then they got the new guy, Wino. His first show was on my 21st birthday in 1986 at this little community center in Palm Desert. DRI St. Vitus.
Yeah, it doesn't make me want to cry. Just what makes me want to headbang
It always
slowly
felt like Across the River was onto something.
and make that
really
face like.
special.
But Yob is a very good
We'd have
emotional
albums
doom
by
band.
everything from
That will
Mountain
almost
to
get you
Black
there.
Sabbath.
And I'm not a faggot. I'm not gonna cry, but it
Metallica,
is fucking deep.
All kinds of stuff. And
Yob,
we were kind of combining
YOB.
that with the feelings that we got from punk rock.
Speakers just fucking melting in front of you, and I loved that sound. And so we started going back, and instead of just it was slower, slow down, volume, saturation, blues.
They like just alienated themselves from that.
This
that
is like
whole
Melton,
game of like
if you
playing
were a
fast
stoner rocker.
and, you know, and riffing around and gnarly, like the whole punk metal thing. They just bypassed that, went straight to rock. No one was really doing that.
Melton when he was like 15.
Towards the end of Across the River, Soundgarden was starting to make waves in Seattle. And they were actually part of SST. You know, the same kind of stuff was brewing up there that was brewing out here.
Everybody knew me as a singer for St. Vitus, but nobody knew I played guitar. And so, it's kind of an interesting situation where I think it was Scott and Mario's original band, Across the River.
We jammed at a party, a generator party out near Ventura by the beach. And I was playing drums, he was playing guitar. I didn't know he could play guitar. And Mario Lawley was playing bass. And we did this crazy jam. And afterwards, we were like, man, we gotta do a fucking band one of these days.
Called up Scott, and we agreed to
forge ahead as the Obsessed. And so that's what we did. It was me, Scott Reeder, and Greg.
Remember, if you want to support the
Not enough of
stream,
that, after
send a
struggling a little
dono
bit
via
here and there, Scott Reeder left us for
streamlabs.com/fpyramids.
Matthias.
$5 or more, I
That's
will
when
chug a
Caius
beer
was
live on air. And also any amount. If you have a clip suggestion,
only
want me to
band
play
in
something,
the desert, like
holla at your
touring.
boy.
And doing
Streamlabs.com/fpyramids or PayPal at GIROUX. Let's go.
Started
Let's go.
perpetuating like our universe out there. They were like the template. I mean, if there was like a
Yeah,
blueprint
listen to this
for,
man. He donated
you know,
yesterday.
desert
He's
rock, I
a
guess
great
that'd be it.
man.
Guys like Mario Lally
A
and
fucking
Caius really
legend.
took the next step by not only saying, you know, we're insulated, so maybe we don't know what the hip thing is elsewhere, but they actually embraced that and said, well, not only are we going to reject what the hip thing is, we're going to reject the masses at the same time. We're going to reject all of it.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, a lot of it had to do with just we just started smoking grass. You know,
Legendary
You take a group of kids
and
that are
famous
big in, you know,
Swedish Norwegian
progressive music
producer.
and certainly
He
that
does
hardcore
ads.
punk.
He does all the Swedish
start
ads
smoking dope,
and Norwegian
an interesting
ads.
thing happens.
That's what
That's
me
an
and
interesting
PSP were saying you should do. Anybody deserve to be a rock star should be that guy, because that fucking song, Street Side Queen, looking for my street side queen. It's such a good fucking rock and roll anthem, and it never aired once on a classic radio or classic rock radio. And I think we should listen to it. I think we're allowed to play that song since it's so underground and like unknown. We should fucking play it. I don't think we're getting in trouble for playing that song. I would say it's in my top 10 of all time of rock songs for sure. Street Side Queen by the Obsessed. The Obsessed Vivo. Oh no. I think we could get flagged for that. Fuck you doing on Vivo? You're supposed to be this underground motherfucker. What's going on? Okay, let's try this one. That's not it. That's a different version. That's not the good one. How about this? Fucking shit. Are you kidding me? Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. They will shut down the stream and we can just come back in like a minute or two. Have it. That's the song I think should be more, a lot more known. Sorry about that. Whoa.
It's like heaven.
You're cursed to be in the underground. There's no way out. You're just gonna be there, no matter what. But people love you because you stayed that way, because you stuck to your guns and never stopped playing what you play, you know?
Yeah, they, yep. People that send me money, 10 and up, 10 and up.
I
Think I'm gonna put some pores up there?
Then Flasher and I formed the group.
No, I love my
in Santa
pores.
Cruz,
I
California.
love all my pores. But
You know,
this
he
is
and
just,
I were
you
into
know,
just
little
like ambient
grifting.
rock music, you know, grand funk,
We gotta
some
tank.
punk rock stuff in this. It's just kind of old
No,
favorites
you know,
and
they
stuff like
donated,
that.
right?
And we were
You
just
gotta
sort
thank
of
'em.
beginning to kind of get into
You gotta
know,
dox.
further out stuff.
You
like,
gotta dox 'em.
You know, free jazz really start to delve into the meat of and Albert and the free jazz stuff.
Oh, so it's not just a synth that makes horn sounds.
No, it's for your
It's
synth.
an effects.
It's effects for horns.
Sick.
Yeah.
So you can put the
Huh.
bassoon effect on your
On your
trumpet or whatever.
Yeah. You can do full-on Marconi scores with this thing, just with one sack.
You know, our original mission was to try to put those two different things that usually don't go together.
we're definitely trying to do something more than just ape the psychedelic sound or whatever, but, you know, trying to do something more than just be trippy or stoned or, you know, these kinds of things. Are we a psychedelic band? Yeah.
Unfortunate moniker.
Back in the Caius days, the term stoner rock didn't exist. It was usually filed under metal, which was kind of offensive to us at the time.
To be honest with you, I've just never really been concerned about or personally use classifications like that. If people ask me what kind of band Goat Stink was, I was like, it's like a heavy rock band, you know?
Couldn't call it grunge and they couldn't call it metal. They couldn't call it punk, so they had to come up with some kind of name for it. And I mean, to me, it's just regular hard rock.
Well, stoner rock is a drag as a label for people that don't get stoned, because it kind of is a ticket for them to dismiss the music.
Acid King, that band fucks.
Nowadays, when you say stoner rock, you know exactly what that means. You know, it's like fuzzed out guitars, like huge riffs. It's like melodic to a certain extent, most of it. But in a rock and roll way that sort of echoes the classic rock.
I've always said stoner rock is just grunge, and really both of them are just 70s heavy rock continued.
Monster Magnet, Fu Manchu, Caius, and you know, we're doing something in like 93, 94 thing. It was like coming out of grunge, you know, it was darker, more heavy psychedelic, weird shit in it, you know, how Spine of God. But by the time they caught on, you know, bands were changing, like Nebula was changing, Queens of the Stone Age were changing, and they're still trying to call it stoner rock.
There's the whole like sort of musician magazine aspect of a lot of that stuff of like what's the
Yeah, I appreciate every fucking dono, but it's people that have donated 10 and up
these warm
over the
sounds,
last month.
amplifiers and use tubes and all that kind of stuff.
Just give them an extra shout out.
I wasn't really connected to the desert
Also,
scene as
banners
the
are
desert scene was
fucking cool,
happening.
bro.
We did get connected to it after Man's Ruin because we
It
were
makes
all on
it
the
makes
same
the show
record
look
label
real.
together.
What?
You know, I think it's probably fair to say that, you know, Man's Ruin Records really is responsible for introducing
Makes me look like a
people to
producer
lot
and shit.
of this music.
I happened to cover all of those bands for the first issue because
I was doing it sort of like a coverage on Man's Ruin, that genre of music that, you know, was described as stoner rock, which is kind of an unfortunate moniker that it got. After that, there's just this huge influx of bands, you know, sort of copying that sound.
I don't really know where the term came from. I'll be honest, I haven't researched it, but I assume it's. I'm guessing it's just music that's just kind of jammy and I hate to use it organic, but I will organic. I don't know, what is stoner rock? You tell me.
Fatso Jetson came out of our rock and roll club me and Larry opened as a result of getting tired of getting busted doing generator parties and knowing that we could do it ourselves.
August of 1994, we were all major Black Flag fans, and you know, Black Flag was a real inspiration to all of us, and we figured, hey, let's, you know, sort of throw ourselves at the bottom of the bill, you know, when Greg Ginn plays in town. And we did, and we played, and that was our first show. And Greg, I guess, really liked what we were doing, and you know, offered to put a record out for us on SST.
Blues music, for me, the rawness and the honesty of it is, to me, similar to.
No offense, but it sounds like
the beautiful
some
things about
fucking commie
that I enjoy
gobbledygook.
of punk rock.
There you go.
It's not unusual for me to you know, within the same song to want to experience Howlin' Wolf.
Why am I watching this
Black
tribe
Flag,
boss?
Link Ray.
We gotta switch it up, man.
It's very primitive. You know, we put out records and we play, and you know, and in that sense, it's really
Monica.
pure. You know, it's like we do it on our own terms, and it's not about, like, you know, surviving. It's about, you know, quality of life.
Blues Traveling? Is that a dude or a band? Nah, this is blues by people who don't want to just do blues. They want to do hard rock too.
I got fucked up. You got me fucked up.
Blues by people that are into hard rock. Like just straight up blues is kind of, it's way too mellow, man.
I remember
Oh my God.
the scene in San Francisco in the 90s being
I don't know shit about
well,
fuck.
Sleep.
I'm not a true blues fan, okay? And I don't want to be.
There was
I'm okay with stoner rock.
crusty
with the
stuff
blues
coming up,
influence
like,
and stoner rock, and that's it.
was the biggest thing around here then. Neurosis and the Melvins.
I'm okay with the
Like,
blues and Black
that
Sabbath,
was
and that's
the
it.
center of everything.
I started jamming with this band in high school, which is actually Al and Chris, who are in Ohm right now. They had this band, As Best As Death.
I really wanted to be in a band. Probably a reaction from misery in life, you know? I don't know. There was a friendship, and, you know, Sleep in large part, it was a three really good friends. Music came out of that.
And me and Al were just sitting around on LSD or doing bong hits or something, and Al came up with Sleep. And I was like, wow, that's a great name or whatever.
It was more than just going to see a show. It was like an experience that would, you know, nail you from the center of you.
In this house, we respect sleep,
anything like it.
and I will hear no more of it.
Red, green,
Sleep is the
blue, sleep.
top 10 bands of all time. No, it doesn't look fun. No. The record is painful too, the way it's produced.
Holy Mountain. And then they got signed to a major label, London Records, and I don't really know that London Records knew what they were gonna get, because Sleep was sort of planning their, for lack of a better term, their masterpiece. It was one 52-minute song.
Yeah, maybe.
Jerusalem. I guess it was originally called Dope Smoker, but the lyrics sort of incorporated this sort of like bong-huffing caravan through the whole.
It has to be
This was
heavy
like
though.
5
Like
years.
I don't want to listen to
They
blues.
had the whole thing written and it got tied up with like record
It has to be
label
like slow and
wranglings.
heavy.
Basically, they were sitting on this thing. It was ready to go, and it was like dying on the vine, pretty much. You know, it's like they wanted to get it out there and they couldn't, and I think they had to wait like a year before they could even record it.
For at least like a 2-year period, they refused to play that song
Just
live.
like I don't want to listen to jazz, but I
because they were so
appreciate jazz
convicted about
parts
people not hearing
in
it.
metal
We
songs.
tried to stop the song, and it just felt all awkward, like it was supposed to have kept going, and it was just us finding, how do we set this thing back to the ground? How does it land?
Sometimes the riff is just so fucking good that you just want to hear it over and over and over again.
This is Jake Hudson.
Sometimes for 52 minutes, you know?
As far as I know, London knew the whole time about
This is Quad
about
Fodder.
their plans for this song.
Oh yeah.
We started fucking with like just kind of these weird, like kind of almost Indian music scales.
A lot of the intent was conveying that hypnosis that the band would actually go into while playing it.
That album is cool. It's like a one song for like
that whole song
80
is based
minutes,
off drums and timing,
but it's
and
overrated.
hitting in the right spot.
There are a lot of myths, legends, we could say, surrounding the making of Jerusalem.
Some of it might not be mythology.
The main one, I guess, is that they blew the advance on weed.
Well, the weed part's totally true. We blew a lot of money on weed and time and just the delivering the master in a skull bong. Well, no. It'd be a good idea. I wish we would have thought of it.
We were going for definitely the heaviest thing ever recorded. There was no expense spared as far as.
You were saying the other day you were at Oxford, and I think Oxford right now they have like a Muslim mayor, and 5 other major UK cities. That sucks. All right.
Overdoing things like, oh, you want to put another guitar track? Let's do that. You know, let's do 2 more.
We spent like $75,000 on amps, on custom-made amps and guitars and all sorts of stuff.
Wow.
The song is a journey. I mean, not just sonically, but if you follow the lyrics, it's a caravan. It's a caravan delivering weed.
It's like, do you use Lungsman and Hashishian in the same line? How do you do it? We turned that into the label, and they heard it. They were like, man, it's too heavy. There's nothing we can do with this. It's too this, it's too that. And somebody at the label, I don't know who, got it in their mind that if they had somebody remix it, it would be that much different. Dude, you guys signed a band that with a 60-minute song, like what were you expecting? Like radio, you know?
The record got shelved. It came out like 3 years after it was recorded, which ended up being about 2.5 years after Sleep broke up. And you know, in those years,
I think he
it
said
sort of
Lungs
became,
Man. I
because
don't
of
know
the-
what's that. What that?
In part
what that
because
is.
it really was this fantastic
Lungs
record,
Man?
but in part because of the mystique surrounding it, it became
How
regarded
does
as sort of
how does he
classic
write that stuff?
A classic
He's a
lost record, really.
genius. That song is quite heavy though. It's quite edgy. Like if you have a 80-minute song, you're not getting played on the radio. That's pretty ballsy.
Sometime shortly after the remix was done, they decided
The
not to
record
be a
was
band
shelved for
anymore.
like 3 years.
That was in, I think, 97.
That's ball. You sign to a major label and you decide to
Around
do one song, 80 minutes.
2001, 2002.
I don't know, man.
Matt Pike from High on Fire, who was also in Sleep, his manager Todd asked me if I wanted to do the real version of that album, which was Dope Smoker, which is the full-on.
All these lyrics are bullshit. I don't pay
unedited,
attention.
Unmixed.
I just like the music.
You know, unmixed by Sardi, who they brought in.
Like
there
I
to
give a
clean it
fuck
up.
about a
Obviously, they
hippie's
weren't even happy
opinion
with that.
about life.
They asked me if I wanted to put
Miss
it
me
out,
with
and I
that
said
bullshit.
absolutely.
I like
Just play the riff. Just play the heavy riffs and shut the
It was
fuck
a little
up.
longer, and it was the mix that we did with Billy.
Use your voice
You know, it
as
wasn't-
another
No
instrument,
one
and
else
that's
came
it.
in from the record company and chopped it all up.
I think the three of us have made peace with the song that we know to exist inside versus what's out there and what people think the song really is. And I think that's been the way that all three of us have continued and put that to rest.
You know, it's that sort of like that lifelong battle between like art and what record companies perceive as product.
Were you guys estranged for a while after Sleep as a result
Yeah,
of that?
here and there, here and there.
All of us were.
Yeah, there's a lot of pain and didn't know quite what to say to each other, and there was still love, and there was love and hate and confusion, and we just had to sort it out for a while.
I didn't talk to Chris for a number of years after the whole Dope Smoker thing, but and then Al, it was a very sad thing actually. Al stopped playing music altogether for 5 years. I won't say altogether, but he wasn't very public about like seeing anybody or, you know, being in a band or anything like that.
I think Sleep was almost the quintessential of this sort of this revival that started happening in the early 90s of what became called stoner rock or doom or whatever. You know, I mean, they kind of picked up what St. Vitus was doing and the Melvins and Black Sabbath, of course. But I think they kind of nailed it. I mean, it could almost be said that they got it and made a couple of the greatest of the albums that needed to be made in that genre.
We determined from the first jam that we had as Ohm that there wasn't any other element necessary to what we were going for.
You got me
Didn't
fucked
need to
up.
go into traditional, you know, structures and get a guitar for the sake of fitting into some pre-ordained
Quit mocking
sound.
my influences. Jesus.
It comes in moments where I'm stopped and I have to jot down the emotional feeling into words that serve not only symbolic purposes, but on a very practical level, rhythmic purposes.
No
They're
offense, but
certainly
it
not
sounds like some
assembled with a
fucking
view
commie
of
gobbledygook.
grammatical soundness. Sometimes people say, don't you know any other riff? And say, well, pay attention closely because they're all varied. The repetition that we do also, there were things in, even on some of the earliest albums that we listened to and grew up appreciating, we would hear segments in these songs and would say to ourselves, God, why doesn't that repeat some more? I wish that would go on for 14, 15 minutes. It should.
That bass tone fucking fucks. I wanna fuck that bass tone. Makes me want to do an album just of distorted bass. Holy fuck, my nose won't stop running. And I didn't even do blow. Fuck my life. Fuck! No, I'm a sad, blowless fellow. You're gonna have to call the sucker.
No drugs can really make you write a song or do anything. If anything, they make you move. It's not until you like kind of get solid.
Yeah, come down somewhat.
Yeah.
To get anything done.
Weed has something to do with listening.
It definitely, yeah.
Not playing,
It
but
helps.
listening.
Yeah.
Just what works for me is using it just as a verifying tool. It sort of, a musical sense, dilates parts of your mind.
Plants are alive, and I feel like I've been communicated with, you know, like through these things. I mean, if there's a way to communicate between species, then that's probably it.
By altering your perception, you can see things slightly different, you know, and it's good in a way, but it's not necessary, or it's not, in the end, I think, what it's about.
You know, it's an essential part of what we do. This isn't actually going to be on film.
It may be about the journey, the quintessential journey, you know, or the idea of traveling into different realms, but that may
Personally, I don't give a
include
fuck
but it's not
about
limited to drug
where bass comes
People like
from.
H.P. Lovecraft, Lord Dunsany, Clark Ashton
Fuck 'em.
Smith, all these writers from the 30s and turn of the century that were really into imagination, almost for imagination's sake.
especially as times get heavier or
He's
more
English.
politically dire.
That's all there is to it.
You typically see more fantasy. You see
There you
more
go.
Artists.
Come on, bro. I'm just
reveling
fucking with the dude.
in idealism.
There you
or
go.
In their own personal fantasies. It takes motivation and dedication to write songs and get into a recording studio and dedicate your life to making music
Word?
with a band. And I don't think the average stoner really gets that far into it.
Nah, fuck that. You got me fucked up. Where are you from, KB? I don't care.
We all grew up outside of the city, or Steve and I grew up in Virginia.
No, I know where you grew up. That's kind of cool.
Just had to realize how much music comes from DC, coming out of DC, you know, with the whole punk scene and Fugazi and that whole Discord world of music that was going on all through the 80s. We were in those kind of bands for a while. And,
Man, that fucking
you know,
cold.
we felt the need to go back to what originally got us so excited about music in junior high. You know, bands like Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath. Bands that, you know, really laid back and had a whole mood and a vibe that could really carry the listener away.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
We're here mixing and actually recording. We did some tracking here too. Our 5th record.
Send the link to Ray.
At Sunset Sound, legendary studio on
Send
Sunset
KB the Kink.
Strip in Hollywood. There's a lot of talk about bands that are kind of
Want me to send her
doing a lot of like classic
feet?
rock sort of stuff at this point, and you kind of wanted to just kind of go back.
I'ma
to
send her the
basics
feet.
where a lot of that stuff was done.
This band is full of geeks.
All our records in
Yeah,
the past
kinda,
have been
kinda.
heavily overdubbed with a lot of different atmosphere and effects, and now we're kind of trying to capture more of the performance. Just like spontaneous and more raw.
Got him.
Nothing is possible when we work together as a team.
Let's do a little bit of begging. If you want to support the stream, streamlabs.com/fpyramids. $5 or more, I chug a beer. Also, if you want me to play a clip, just send in any amount via Streamlabs or via motherfucking PayPal at GIROUX Let's Go. And I'll play your shit. You can make this end if you want to. Send a dono. That's a bar. If you want this show to stop sucking, you gotta pay for it. No, but you could seriously like send me $1 with a clip suggestion, and I'll turn it off. Come on, man. You get it, guitar player. Play something else. Yeah, maybe that's too much. Too much jamming. That was a good one.
Like a lot of the music I write is thinking about images, like forest, ocean, stars, walking.
Heavy weather or, you know, big, massive trees or cliffs or, you know, it's definitely an earthy kind of relation.
Trees are so beautiful.
Trees are so beautiful. I want to play guitar inside a tree.
So ancient and old and have such a giant story to tell.
Yeah,
No
it
offense,
definitely
but
is
it
that
sounds like
element
that's some
in our music
fucking
involving
commie
nature
gobbledygook.
and spirituality, I guess, and those are like the two heaviest things there are.
My mother was into like illustrating stuff from nature, and like she would draw.
I can't believe this is the music I like. These guys are such
that was
faggots.
Sort of, surrounded me when I was a kid, and
Yeah, for
you know,
real.
I find that stuff really inspirational.
Sound and sight are very similar and always have a relationship to each other, to me. Whether it's watching a musician play or listening to an album and looking at the artwork.
Homemade posters are coming back into style. I think it's a rejection of corporate art, you know, the corporate masterminding of the look of the band.
That's good. That's good.
Sit down with it.
Good.
Concentrate on it and give it a real run through.
I'm sorry, man. I don't listen to commercial music. I keep it underground. Keep my shit underground a lot.
If anything comes to me.
Or
I
not.
didn't really
Depends.
like any
It depends.
music graphics
You got
back
Mr.
in the
Fucked Up.
90s. I really was
Gone
was
down in
not into
history.
that, you know, vampire girls and sort of characters with big heads and I mean, I guess like that whole Kozic and Coop style.
I do a lot of horizon and sky things because to me that really represents this wideness, this infinite range of possibilities. And where the sky meets the ocean, I always saw that as being kind of like this almost portal or gateway into something else.
Yeah, thinking about
Holy
what
fuck.
makes psychedelic music, like comparing it to art, I think it's like anything that's super really.
Man, I got the drips. I got the
Some
blowless
record companies,
drips.
I really kind of got into it and make it like multi-level creation.
Io penso che la psichedelia di Malleus stia nel suo disegnare, interpretare la donna.
Non c'è la donna materna, la donna buona, forse la donna più cattiva.
Stesso di
This is
immaginare
cool art though.
qualcosa, è
Can't front.
un'esplorazione mentale.
Can't front on the Noga.
I was really into hypnosis, still am. This design team from England did a lot of stuff like Dark Side of the Moon and Led Zeppelin covers.
She
a lot of really,
she
really
did
significant,
look like
recognizable things.
she's into
And
shit.
Roger Dean, of course.
An image itself, speaks for itself, but then I really, really like letters.
Hypnosis,
I really like
right.
the aesthetic of a word. This is some stuff I've been doing lately. Just these.
Yo, these flyers are
things here,
fucking
just
awesome.
like
Not
in the
gonna
past
lie.
couple
England
weeks, and then
apologizes.
That was this year's calendar.
Support
and
Anika.
That's the next Residual Echoes cover.
Because I was doing very abstract kind of work that was very detailed. And I think it was a new form of psychedelia, which wasn't the flower power type, but more a very harsh, sort of almost apocalyptic version of psychedelia.
I think the word psychedelic is very interesting, and I actually think that the stuff I do is always psychedelic in the sense that it's striving to have this sort of visionary aspect to it. Stylistically,
No
it doesn't
offense,
have
but it sounds like that's
it has more in
fucking
common
commie
with technical
gobbledygook.
drawing or architectural drawing.
Oh, that's fucking cool, man. It's like I'm into the old hippie aesthetics or psychedelic
Big sound
aesthetics.
To me. It sort of looks to me like this.
But I
vast,
hate-
this open. Space,
I hate their opinions about it.
clouds and escapes.
I like it sonically.
And,
I like it
when it's
visually.
kind of slow, heavy
I don't want to
thing,
hear
that's sort
your
of what I
philosophies
envision.
about it.
Some of the stuff I get from the faster stuff, like High on Fire, it's warlike imagery that gets the blood moving.
Yeah, for sure. It's just I don't live that way. I don't live that way whatsoever. I don't get high every weekend. I don't work in a fucking artistic world. I don't live that. I'm like streaming on YouTube right now. I don't give a fuck about the hippie shit. Really. I don't eat
First
well.
album,
I don't
Art of
eat.
Self-Defense. It has more of a sleep vibe to it, but I was changing my
I don't eat
style
pure
up, but I've been
food.
so used to playing with sleep.
I'm a piece of
rhythm
shit,
section.
bro.
It's a little bit faster mid-tempo, but if I look back now, it's kind of slow, and it's kind of because we were evolving and finding our new selves. you know.
Okay,
I
now
was
we're
finding
done with the
myself
hippie shit.
guitar playing
We're
when
going
I
back to the
just
harder
started
shit.
singing. So that was all new to me. So you can hear the influence of sleep had on me coming out of that band, at least on my play. We started wanting to do some faster, kind of thrashier, heavier power.
That's Mr. Kill Everything.
It's like metal, but not like a typical metal band. I'm pissed off about something. Maybe I'm, you know, upset or sad or someone fucked me over. I'll put that down on the paper, but I'll put it in a way, I'll use imagery from something I've read or something that, you know, I was interested in to convey how I feel, even though it's a complete mask. If you can transfer your feelings into a piece of music and how you feel, whether it be anger, whether it be love, sadness, anything, that's what makes a great artist, a great musician.
Oh, fuck out of here, man. What do you like exactly? You don't like anything, you fuck. I like you, GIROUX.
A lot of the records that, you know, we look back on from the 70s that are very sort of collectible, weird, obscure, you know, Groundhog's records, Sir Lord Baltimore, May Blitz, Budgie, Hawkwind, they were all on major labels at the time. None of them would be on major labels now. They would all be on indie labels. And I attribute that to the, I think it's consolidation and shrinkage of the record industry.
Screw the record companies, you know. They've just done such a shit job for the last 25 years, you know, that they don't deserve anything.
I've always been attracted to the darker
But
side
you're
of
losing me.
sounds and art, which usually leads to the art being
You're losing
and the
me.
music being underground.
How do
and
I reach
independent.
these
In
chatters?
my early youth had always told me, especially my parents.
What these chatters want from a
You
nigga?
gotta play with the people want to hear. You gotta play with the people want to hear, else you know you never.
What
gonna
these
make
chatters
any money.
want from a nigga?
You know, I was just like, oh, you know, I don't care if I make any money because I knew from the very beginning that my music was a very special gift, but it was also this was very special art.
I mean, we're doing things that are appalling and contrary to the mainstream, so be it. This is, you know, this is what we're doing, and we're gonna keep doing it, and we don't care.
Nah.
If it's gonna, you know, make us rich and famous, we're not looking for
At
that.
the same time,
Maybe I am gay.
I'm starting to get older. Looking at, man, I wish I did have a house. I wish I could take care of
Very special gift,
marry
very
some
special
girl.
art.
You know, you think about that when you get older.
You know, there's a lot more careerism that goes on because of the inflation and expense in having a secure lifestyle.
But money and like recording, having comfortable recording space and tour support, I'm not against that.
The bands are probably better off not being on.
Finally, someone said
so
something
I wouldn't piss and moan too
realistic.
much about it. You'll get a nice advance. You might be able to buy yourself a house. Then after that,
What is this?
I mean, that's if you're lucky.
This is the Such Hawks, Such Hounds documentary about heavy American underground
try
music.
to go out and tour. We're not actively trying to make a career out of it.
It focuses on like
Mario's
10
parents and
bands
my parents have
that
been in
shaped
the restaurant business longer than we've
that
been
shaped
alive.
the landscape of heavy music as we know today.
We all moved up here trying to figure out what we were going to do, and eventually end up.
Well,
with a
it's
job,
not very
hopefully,
cool, but
in a
I
restaurant,
like it.
And still being able to make music.
I mean, I'm not planning on stopping playing music just because I'm not making any money at it. But
Because yesterday I played a shoegaze
yeah,
doc.
I mean, like I have to supplement.
Some people were like, "That this is cool, man."
few years.
So I'm like, "Oh, I can do more of this." And now I'm fucking
I'm gonna be selling a lot of stuff. So.
getting shit for doing it. Acid King, they're fucking awesome.
Outside the band, I have a full-time job as a post-production producer.
We are doing
in
it.
the film and video business.
They're just good old day jobs that we have. For instance, I work at a flower place, delivering flowers or helping set up at a wedding or whatever, driving a white van around town,
We're starting to do pretty well on tour. You can make some decent money, especially in towns out west in the big cities. But I personally still walk dogs. And I know Steve does artwork on the side to support himself.
A dog walker.
So I wouldn't say it's
Oof.
quite there yet, or at least sustainable. Doesn't let us live the sort of life we want, which is a roof over our head, food to eat.
You painted that?
I still respect more a dog walker than
We work it
a
out.
someone who does
with my wife, we work it out.
streaming for a living. That's
it
for
made
sure.
more sense for me to take care of the kids. So we decided that that's what we do, that I would effectively become stay-at-home dad.
This is going to be the next generation. This is going to be the next generation. This is basically how she's putting it. Instead of it being...
But next year I do have a plan
there's going to be a nuclear war.
for the winter time.
It's more like...
I'm gonna do this full time like a fucking loser. If I'm still into it. Not gonna. Whoa! I just lost my camera.
Just to make music.
I just lost my camera.
Yeah. But yeah, we do an odd job if we have to, if we don't tour too much. But we've actually been pretty good at touring.
We're back.
There's
playing
not
music.
many jobs that you could find anyway that would let you work for like
This is
a
the
week,
smoky
or
camera.
10 days and then let you disappear for a month,
Nobody's gonna
Holy
hire me.
fuck! Wow. We have the same problem in Canada.
Did you ever hear that Bill Hicks
They are
joke
giving
where
them
he's
like
talking about
truck
that stoner joke that
licenses.
Bill Hicks did about, sure, I
And they
can-
fucking flip over
sure, I can wake up
18
at
wheelers
dawn, get
on
in
the highway
traffic,
all
go to a
over
job
Canada.
that I hate, that doesn't satisfy
It's
me
fucking bad,
creatively.
man.
Sure, I can do that. And he's like, or get up at noon and learn how to play the sitar. It's just like, we kind of have a combination. He's like,
Well, usually I get construction jobs, but my knee, I hyperextended my knee, so I had to go out. Hopefully I'm prep cooking and
Get that Pecky's
trying
info,
to help
man.
This bistro.
And both Bob and I are we don't work together.
His
but
first
we
name
both
is
have
Mohammed,
bands and
pretty sure.
probably have been
So
since I've
write
been
that down.
Since I was maybe 20.
The fact that I'm doing what I'm doing, it's like it almost kind of like overshadows any sort of like, well, I'm broke this month.
Becky Pecky.
It's like just kind of keep on going. We're kind of in this back alley, which is cool because we're kind of this
We're doing it.
record store. We don't.
Okay,
pay
I'm gonna
attention
plug
to
my. I'm
street
so sorry about
dates
that,
and
bass.
Record releases of any.
Take care of it.
The new.
And
White Stripes,
we're
anything,
gonna
we
we're
will
gonna
get in
plug
if we
the
want to,
the iPhone back.
We just kind of do it totally on our own terms.
Money's paper. I wipe my ass with paper. It's not that essential for my soul. Can't take it with you if I died tomorrow. Big deal. I have a lot of money that I didn't spend.
while doing Goat Snake, I reconnected with Steve O'Malley. He moved to Los Angeles.
Pack ice and pack is the same word in Norwegian. Huh.
Came up with the concept of sun.
Bunch of ice packs. These fucking ice packs. Who are these people? Musicians? This is the band Sun.
Two dudes getting drunk and stoned and playing
they're
with as many
fucking
amps as we
heavy and
possibly
weird.
can, and
They're
basically
fucking
just
heavy and weird,
playing
and
Melvins and Earth riffs.
I like it. I
Trying to
fucks
play
with
them
it.
slower than those bands played them.
Working with drone sounds in a musical context, I think historically has always been to sort of be able to meditate or transcend some sort of just waking phase.
I'm not like technically very good. I can't do a solo. I can't solo very well. I can't solo at all. But I really like
Just
to
give you like
manipulate
different
and work with
perspectives
tone and,
on music
and low tones
and what it can be.
Subtones.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know shit about fuck.
I think it's actually working with some of the elements that are much older about music in general, which I think metal music also has, you know, as a folk music, it has, you know, things that probably were very similar in, you know, war music or tribalism or sort of this like amplifying energy state.
Okay, I
music.
need my cam back, man. I want my cam back. Don't forget, if you want to support the stream, send a little dono via streamlive.com/fpyramids, and we're gonna chug a beer, $5 or more. Or you can also send me a clip idea, and we're gonna watch it. All right, any amount. Any amount is good. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Even Stevie Lou can do it. That was a bar. You guys like my webcam? Oh, let me activate it. Ha ha! Holy fuck. I have such a huge face.
Underground isn't underground anymore. Underground is, to me, like
Drinking with GIROUX is
so to
lit,
speak,
but
like
this
a-
clip ain't it. Hey, come on, man.
just
You got me
all
fucked
the
up.
labels that have Sort of come together as a community, and you know, people now know how to access them and get the stuff that's on the labels a lot more than they used to be able to.
They're more sophisticated.
How about
they're
this clip?
smarter.
Watch this,
They
watch
want,
this.
You know, they want something different, and like major labels aren't giving it to them. You know? Indies are.
There's so many outlets.
Okay,
I mean,
about this. How about
it's
this?
kind of a weird.
Watch this,
trade-off,
watch
'cause,
this.
I mean, on one
Watch
hand, the
this, man,
labels are
watch this.
pretty much vanishing.
Oh!
You don't have major labels signing bands. You pretty much
Oh!
a lot of times have to just release it on your own.
Oh!
But on the other hand, you can release it on your own.
Oh!
Have it go to a record label and whatever. You record your own album at home, sell it on the internet, sell it at the concerts.
They're like kids in a candy store. They can kind of do whatever they want, you know, and it's great. I think
that the fact that they're independent allows them to do that.
I think the best thing is
Pop
going
the
on now
top,
is
G.
people
Are you kidding me?
starting to
We ain't finna do none of that.
look for new influences and incorporate other stuff. And as music gets more and more accessible, old music, it gets more accessible. People are finding new things to be inspired by.
This is my new filter. I'm leaving it like
The
this.
internet is just to connect.
Why so negative? That's a bar. That's a bar.
Cube or whatever.
You get to a certain
That was a
city
bar!
or somewhere, and people know who you are. You're like, fuck, how do they know? There's a fucking computer.
There's this scene or whatever it is. There's just these people
Ah,
hungry for
I
these
guess
things.
now I don't
Just
feel
the
bad,
radio,
like getting
commercial
naked.
music is just, you know, it's
You,
a night-
you
it's
won't
a
see
nightmare.
my real flesh.
The charts are dominated by, you know, urban music, hip hop, country, pop music, divas. There's always going to be an audience for the heavy rock, but you don't see it at the top of the charts. And that's fine.
That's just the way it's going to be, I guess, for this kind of music. It is very underground, and that's, I guess, what's kind of cool about it. You know, we have, although some people that might want to make it big might not think it's cool, but I do. I don't really have any desire to be doing anything more.
You have to do it. There's no choice. Whether people hate it or people love it, it doesn't make a difference. You're doing it because you have to, because it makes sense of your reality, it makes sense of your day-to-day life, makes sense of the world around you.
I mean, I know what we do is definitely out of what
Yes.
appeals to the masses these days, I guess. But I don't think it's from
Man,
anything of not wanting to
maybe
appeal
I
to
am
the
gay.
masses. You know, I think it's just hopefully, you know, the ultimate goal would be to bring the masses along into something that, you know, does take a lot more imagination and is focused on something with a little bit more depth.
Every period has its visionaries, and I think that some of the bands that we're talking about have that sense of wanting to be outside.
Now, if you guys got very successful in a short period of time and you were playing arenas and stuff, would you be into that kind of lifestyle, you think?
Well, sure I would, but it hasn't
Gina
happened yet,
Bobina.
and, I don't think it's gonna.
Where are you?
Which it doesn't. That's not a. I'm
Gina
not throwing any
Bobina.
time into that.
I miss you.
I think that I keep myself a little ahead of the game, just musically by sticking to my guns, you know, and doing what I enjoy, and doing it masterfully and with, you know, with no shame, no regrets about like what I do.
Gina Bobiner. Gina Bobiner. Gina Bobiner, I reckon. Gina Bobiner, I reckon. Come back. I miss you, Gina. Gina Bobina. Jibaloo. Papa Smurf. Yep. Trying to fix my headphones. Fuck you. Pop in there, you bitch. Alright, got it. Got him. So that was the doc. It's over. Finally, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ, that was boring. Okay, Ruby SpaceX is live. What's going on?
Like good people or have similar values, but we have the opposite values. So I'm not surprised that the two horror cows look at like a woman fixing her life and think that's a law situation. In the same way that they are.
Wow, great view.
But if you live in a delusion full time, that's just how it goes. It's like arguing with a bot, like an AI. It doesn't really, gets tiring, repetitive.
Oh, there she is.
Forbes gave up streaming that you would have the momentum to continue forward and cultivate your own content and audience. 100%. I guess some of like, when I came back to YouTube, they were my first collab. They got me into IRL streaming. So it did get me some people from that, but I think my numbers didn't really start improving until I started putting out daily content. And I have a lot of converts who used to watch them, who joined me, you know. But look at my channel. Look at my most popular videos. Have nothing to do with the Thorpes. It's all easily verifiable.
Okay, don't care. Don't care. You're gone. She's fighting with these streamers called the Torps. I don't know. I don't know what to believe. Is she crazy? Are they crazy? I'm not sure. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la. Oh yeah. Rachel Wilson cooks ignorant feminists who insulted Andrew. Let's hear it.
Whenever people say silly things like, oh, I feel sorry for your wife and kids, I always say, I'm happy to come on and, say hello and, just field any questions you guys might have about what it's like to be married to a based Giga Chad like Andrew. So, if you got anything to say, here I am.
I'll go first then. How do you feel with your husband, like, making these comments? Like on live as well. Well, just like saying rude things to women or like screaming over them. Like, how do you feel with that?
Well, he doesn't say rude things to women until they say something rude to him first. So Bangs was the first one to say, he's got wrinkles and he's old and he's got gray hair and he's gross. So of course he's gonna say something back. And they've had exchanges back and forth before. And she's plenty happy to be rude and say mean things to him first. Everyone thinks that's okay because she's a woman. But if Andrew just simply gives her a taste of her own medicine back, you all go, you believe
her
he
forehead
said
is crazy.
that? It's like, why? Why is it fine for her to insult him?
Yeah, kinda,
but it's
kinda.
uncalled for when he just simply gives it
I
back to
think
her. What's wrong with that?
she looks disgusting.
Also,
though.
last time I was on
For a
here,
what, like a
he said that I
45-year-old?
wasn't a 10 because I had small boobies. Oh my goodness. And I didn't do anything. I just said I was a 10.
I have a question for you too. He said
I
that
think
you're
she's
getting
45.
worse with age. How do you
Something
feel
like
about
40,
that?
maybe?
Well, I've been on the show myself, and I'm 44 years old.
44.
I've had 5 kids. So
Five
no,
kids.
I'm not as hot as I was when I was 22. Like, this is a
Still
fact
would.
of life that all women have to deal
Well, yeah,
with.
that forehead
the
is a
time
little-
of your life that you're hot is it's
You're
like
talking about
short,
Rachel, right?
And it's limited. You're not going to always be
Yeah,
a
she's
hot
the only
chick.
forehead
So
on that panel.
you can't expect that part of your life to last forever. I mean, it's just a fact of life that we all get less attractive as we age. Doesn't mean he's not attracted to me or I'm not attracted to him, but I'm not as hot as I was when I was 22. In fact, when I was on the show,
Everyone's
I rated
forehead is
myself
crazy
a
when you
5.
focus on
and
it.
everybody
though.
always gets
Yeah, my
upset
forehead
with
is
Andrew because he rates me a 6.
fucked up.
And I'm like,
I had that
I
Van
think he's
Damme
giving me just
forehead.
a hair more than I deserve, but I'm a normal,
It's
regular,
huge.
44-year-old Midwestern
I'm so
mom
lucky
of
to
5.
have like a
You want me to come on here and say I'm a 10?
hair.
Do I look like Pamela Anderson?
8 head.
You know what I mean? It's like, come on, just be realistic. You guys get upset with him because he tries to
But
give
women,
you a little tiny
a
dose
forehead
of
on a
reality,
woman,
and he doesn't
not cool.
blow a bunch of smoke up your ass. But he's never rude or mean unless you do it to him first.
That's not true.
So what do we call the skin on your
Okay,
forehead?
can you give me an example?
I just gave you one.
Forehead skin.
Well, you had an attitude.
Foreskin. Ah,
So
got
you were
him.
being
Got
Kind
him.
of like how you did earlier, where you're like, I'm gonna dominate a man, and I'm gonna do.
No,
so
but
if you come with
when
a
I
Alright, I'm gonna
sassy
go
attitude
fix my
and
cam.
then call
I
yourself a
should be
10
back.
when you're clearly objectively
Okay,
not a 10.
I can have that's
Well,
just
you're
my,
not
that
a-
was just my personality. But when I said it was like that comment, like when you're like when the person said rate yourself 1 through 10, I literally when it was my turn I said 10, and then I was like, do you want me to stand up? You know, because I wanted him to rate me, and then he gave me an 8. But then he was like, he had Andrew rate me. He said like a 3. Or she's like, she's not a 10. She has no boobies.
Doesn't that make you uncomfortable?
I was like, what? Like I didn't do anything. I just rated myself.
Isn't
Like,
that weird
This
that
is
your man is
wrong.
looking at her chest? Isn't that weird?
She stood up and asked to have her body evaluated.
No,
So-
but no. I said I was asking. I wasn't asking for him. By the time I asked, he wanted.
Am I back?
What's his name?
Andrew.
So
Oh, I'm back.
just a second here.
Cool. Cool.
You said you were a 10. Andrew said, no, you're not a 10. And he had to explain why. So that was the reason
Whoa.
he gave. That's his opinion. No, it doesn't make me uncomfortable. It doesn't bother me.
But it made it was so unnecessary. That's why I'm saying that he is mean when there's no reason to be mean. Like that was like I was like, oh okay, I guess.
Yeah, I
Like,
watched
that was
whole
his comment was
episode.
so unnecessary.
I watch every
Oh my
episode.
God.
You were no little angel. You were not some sweet, nice girl.
I am
who's just
not
really
an angel.
kind.
I'm
You're
not,
a
I never said
cunt,
that.
so you got treated
So
like
you
one.
had attitude, you had sass, you
Yeah,
weren't
but never.
a sweet
Yeah,
little
but
angel.
like
So
in that
if he
moment.
said small boobs, then you have small boobs. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, I'm
Like
sorry that
the comment
you
wasn't
noticed
necessary. The
Yeah,
comment
this is a
wasn't necessary.
professional
We're just
stream. I have
asking
2
for how you
angles.
feel
Look
about
at
your
me.
grown-ass husband saying
I'm
that
doing it.
stuff.
First of all, don't ever say grown ass man. It's ghetto.
I don't give a fuck.
Whoa.
Try reading some books.
Do you know what ghetto is?
Maybe. All of you've been to all this college, and I'm like, where's all the college education for all these college educate? You're all in college, and you can't put 2. You're
not even using the word. You're not even using the word ghetto right. So
You have like no
He's a
backbone.
grown ass. He's not a grown ass. Man.
That's but saying those words does not make her
She
ghetto.
was right. It is ghetto.
You know what ghetto
Ghetto
is?
thing to say.
A white woman is called saying the word ghetto. Crazy.
Yo, leave my girl Rachel alone, okay?
I feel bad for you because you're
I will
22
not
and you're
tolerate-
on OnlyFans and you've already hit your peak. And you're plenty happy to be rude. You have been so rude on this show, Bangs. Don't sit here and gaslight this
Bangs.
whole audience. We've all seen you on here, multiple appearances. You are rude and nasty as you can be. And then you
That
they're
gets
literally
the
perfect for each other.
views. That gets the views. Why do you think I keep getting invited back?
Get
Why do you
the
think I keep getting
views.
invited
Dude,
back?
She's literally.
I'm the every time I'm on here, I am the title. I am the title every time,
Hollering,
lady.
I can't hear them. When
She talks like mommy.
No, I said that it's like.
Mommy,
I just
stop
complimented,
talking like
you
that.
guys are literally the perfect couple. Like I see why he's attracted to you. Like yes, you guys.
You are a
the
white
perfect
woman.
couple. Definitely.
Just kidding. Just
Listen,
kidding.
I think it's
Stay,
mean.
stay wigger.
I think it's actually the cruel
Stay
thing to
wigger,
do
queen.
to let young
Let's
women
go.
have free license to act terrible, to be entitled, to be rude, to think that they owe everything handed to them on a silver platter because they push their boobs up, to act like this short phase of life when you're at your peak fertility is going to last forever. That is what's mean, because what happens
I'm sorry,
is
you can't live that anymore, and we're going through it. Like what?
See, this is the thing though. I never did that. I didn't do this
acting.
thing where I was just, like,
It's giving
promiscuous
old and
all
mad.
through my 20s and 30s. Are you gonna let me talk or what? So I didn't do this thing. I'd never did hands. I didn't sell pornography. I didn't go through a party phase. I was a mom when I was 20 years old. I only ever wanted to be in long-term committed relationships. I was hoping I would just get married and that would be it. I did get divorced. Wasn't my fault. Wasn't anything that could be done about it. Lesson learned, didn't repeat that. But what I'm telling you is the mean
This is a good woman,
is
though.
the whole world
Come
telling
on,
you
man.
that you guys are strong, independent
A
women,
good
where you're going to
Christian
cry
woman
because your hair
with good
straightener
opinions.
stopped working on your
Not
It
too much
exists.
on me. You said that you were being, or your man was only being rude to people who were being rude. I haven't been rude. So I don't feel like you should come for me.
She's talking. She's not a. Hey.
Did you say confront you?
Kind of true,
Come
but
for me.
Come for you. I'm not coming for you. I'm saying
I guess
it's
I'm a feminist,
absurd
right?
For you to believe that it's like normal behavior to cry because your straight iron broke or cry on every birthday. Like, young women live in such delusion nowadays. That's why everything's all messed up. That's why everything's gone to hell in a handbasket. You guys are not acting like the grown, strong, independent, equal with men, women that you claim to be. And when I just
Big
come on
believer
here and
in
say,
silence.
look, this behavior is ridiculous. This is
the
silly
science
and
of
absurd.
silence.
You can't even take it. You can't take the slightest bit of just like obvious criticism. I'm not calling you names. I'm not swearing at you or anything like that. I'm just saying you guys were like, well, we want to know how you feel about this, and your husband is rude, and we don't like. And it's like, okay, I'm trying to explain it to you.
Okay,
I'm trying to explain to you that this princess fantasy world that you live in does need to be. Somebody needs to break
Okay.
that down for you, because
I-
that's not reality.
Can I ask you a genuine question?
Yeah.
How long have you been
Yeah,
with
kinda.
Andrew? Like married, or like in a like dating and married? I would say, like in a romantic.
17 years.
Okay, 17 years. So that's a long time. You guys seem like a relatively happy couple
Let's
right
get
now.
a bit. Let's get a bit.
I'm sure you guys had to have some sort of like emotional
TSN
connection,
doing
right?
a
To
raid.
like make your whole relationship last 17 years.
Let's-
Can you
oh,
tell
that-
me
that-
like,
Of course.
how
We cannot-
you guys do that?
Who's
Because
gonna go
he
there?
made a remark earlier about
Fuck it.
women not liking, like men not being vulnerable because women.
Who are they rating? Shuli Network. Ugh. Motherfucker. What the fuck? Shuli Network. The raid.
Something to not do it. Be under the ghetto. Hey, Vegas yourselves, Jerry. He's coming with me. Be under the ghetto. A shithole apartment in New Jersey. Be under the ghetto. The Ethiopian dealer was above. Be under the ghetto. Werner von Braun. Be under the ghetto.
Hey, Froggy.
Be under the ghetto. Be under the ghetto. Mosey on by. That's a fucking good song. Me and DJ Dabbles probably make some fucking money with that song. Fucking hell. A lot of vagina. Thanks for the $2. Please play the Downtown song. Downtown. Downtown.
Ah, these faggots are mad. Oh, we got chair.
Met a guy in the village.
All right, chat. Time
He
to
was
rate him.
selling socks for free.
What the fuck, bass?
Tried to get me on religion.
This is how you rate him?
No, not for me.
This is how you rate motherfuckers? Tell lies about me?
Downtown, you up. Dude, you up. Downtown, you up. Met a guy in the village. He was screaming from his box.
Nice raid, man.
Wanted me to
Click off
donate
copyright.
for some free bagels and lox. Ooh, downtown. Ooh, downtown. Met a guy in the village. He was holding up sign after sign.
What the fuck is that music, man?
I said, why all the signs?
What are you doing, man?
Said he can't talk, his name is Silent Mike. Downtown.
Is that supposed to own anyone? Is that owning anyone?
He was selling his CDs.
Nice raid, faggots.
And the man's name was Barbara. He seemed real broke to me. Losers,
Look at that fucking loser ass chat.
losers,
Having fun with that dumbass shit.
losers,
Put it on all messages. Yes, good advice. Thanks. Mark of the Beast Poppy. Giroux is the new stuttering John.
What's the pretend it's a frog? The scorpion says to the frog, hey. And they're at the foot of the lake. Foot of the river. The scorpion says, hey, Mr. Toad, give me the ride over the river here. I gotta get to my wife. Get to my wife. And the frog says, you kidding me? You gonna sting me? I'm not. You have my word. And then when the frog takes the scorpion, they're almost at the end of the river right there. The scorpion stings the frog. And the frog says, but you give me a word. Scorpion goes, hey, it's my nature. That's Shuli. That's in his nature. That's in.
So they're just gonna send everybody to MLC's chat? Because that's a raid. Our raid works, right? I hope that's their concept, because if not, that's not. They don't know what a raid is. I don't think they're gonna do it. That sounds you want people to stay in your chat, not leave another chat to.
Oh my God! Everybody all right? Everybody okay?
What's the point of this? What are they gonna do?
Oh, hi. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the raid. Mike and Zen are out and about, and I got Frog and Discount backing me up tonight. And we're going to start, we'll start the raid in a few minutes. Just wanted to say hi to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Hit like while you're here. Hit subscribe. Hit notify. Get yourself a membership, tier 1 or tier 2, $5 or $10. Link is in the description of the show. Click on it. It'll take you to your settings, and you turn it on, and then, you know, that's it. We're in. You're in. You got it all. Keys to the kingdom, as long as somebody gifts it to you. So good luck.
Sounds good.
Sounds good there, Discount. How's everybody
Yeah,
feeling?
spam
I've
pyramids.
upset quite
Spam
a
them.
few people on.
Let's
on
raid
Twitter,
them with the
apparently.
pyramids.
Apparently, yeah.
Middle-aged men have strong opinions on things.
I don't. You know, it's people I haven't heard from on X in 5 years.
Wow, base. Wow.
Never contacted me again once I left. And
That's
then
good.
I think they got a little hurt that a funny joke was made. Remember, a joke. I didn't write it.
Debatable.
I think so. But I think all of them are funny, and it's another reason why people hate me. But
You did make that Photoshop, Shuli?
I did not.
It wasn't
I did
yours?
not.
Oh, okay, okay.
I saw the pic. You can see the original tweet is from Cardiff.
Okay,
Cardiff
what are they
posted the
doing,
picture,
man? Are you
and
are they gonna
I look
explain
at
the
it and I
fucking
go,
show or
it's a
something?
brunette, it's a blonde.
Who are you gonna raid?
There's cats. Siegfried and Roy.
I don't give a fuck
But
about
you,
your
you
cats.
would think that I wrote a tell-all book
You fucking
about the
Jew.
guy and that I left yesterday.
You
These people are tweeting, they're
motherfucker,
going-
you.
They go, this is how you repay him? This is your thank you to him? Huh?
Well, you've never seen your Instagram where they talk
Never
to
seen
you
your
about how you should
Instagram.
do
What a
it, how
disgusting
it's
ass
stuff,
voice.
like it
And
happens.
I'm literally a frog.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I hate to break
And
it
you
to you. They're
sound
not
like a
looking for
frog
me,
and
I'm
look
not
like
looking to go
one.
back. You know?
You don't want to go back to New York? You don't miss it?
No, ever. I was just talking to Kumi about this last night. Just how great I feel.
I am
when
the
I see
frog.
News stories of crazy
And
shit
this
going on those trains,
motherfucker.
and you know, people fucking getting robbed and mugged, and I'm like, thank God I don't have to deal. I feel bad for the people going through it, but I'm like, thank God I'm out of that shit. It's over. Chapter's closed.
I used to enjoy when you had your recordings there on your phone. You'd like, you hit somebody on the train. It's just another disaster each time.
It's unbelievable,
Incredible.
man. I remember there was a barbershop. It sounded like there was
Word.
a sacrifice going on in there. And it was a
Sunglasses at
dude
night.
literally headlocking a
At
kid
night are for
and cutting
fags.
his hair, and the kid is
Right.
fucking just screaming bloody murder. And I'm just sitting there going, "What am I doing here? What am I doing here?" It
And it's
literally
expensive.
It literally took the world
Yes.
to stop for me
Yes.
to go.
Raid
Where
these
am I?
raiders.
What am I doing?
We
here?
raid
This is-
raiders. We don't fuck
This
around.
isn't cool.
Jew gets more puss than Earl Skakel.
So,
That's a fact.
Leon Dudley has become a
Behind
member.
my paywall.
Thank you, Leon. It's a pleasure to have you. Appreciate it. John Brown.
Behind my paywall.
John Brown. That's my
Oh my God,
neighbor's
you
got
can
a new
say
dog.
kike in the
Apparently
chat?
In the South, the dog
I
gets
didn't
the
know
first
that.
and last name.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, he goes, you meet our new dog, John Brown?
Can't
I'm
say it
like,
on
"Hello,
stream
John."
though. So
I go, "Hello, John." He goes, John Brown.
do
All
not
right,
say
all right.
that.
Mr.
Do not
Brown,
say
it's a
that
pleasure to
live
meet
on
you. You
stream.
know, they'll
Right.
shoot you. They'll shoot you. They don't give a shit.
You don't know who.
Yeah.
You don't know who John Brown is, do you?
I don't know who John Brown is. It was the guy that was just in the chat.
Prague
Oh,
has all their aliases.
Oh, and it.
He's also a historical figure.
Okay, can you turn the cunt meter off for a second
Yeah,
and
right.
explain it?
Is that too
You mean
tough
like
for you?
Magellan from 1490?
Jesus Christ.
He was an abolitionist. I think he's the guy that raided Harper's.
Yeah, I'm such a fucking tard, right?
How did I not know that? There was a chick that was gonna blow me if I knew.
Pappy
that
is too
once,
low
and
IQ to
I
understand my
totally
bars.
spaced on it. So,
So he thinks I'm
I
a
wish I had
tard.
Harper's
that
Ferry
info.
was a sitcom. You
Doesn't understand that this is my
Sure,
second
sure.
language.
If it was interesting,
Because he's
I
very
would
low
know what it
IQ. He
was.
doesn't get it.
Technicolor. Thank you. I know who Technicolor is.
Hey, yeah.
I died briefly during my procedure today.
Just
Zen
a
was in the
West Coast
clouds. He told me
retard.
I can't leave yet since Letitia isn't out. Then when I woke up, I said, "Fuck Mike Morris." It looks like you're back with us. Thank you, Trigger.
Still in the hospital though. We love you, Trigger.
We'll get well.
Yeah, buddy.
Ice cold chili.
I'll be on the prowl. Be on
Jesus.
People are like,
Make up your mind, man. Am I good or not?
They go, "It's
I'm
one
a
thing to go
tard.
and attack his wife." I go, "How am I attacking his? What the fuck is wrong with everybody?"
Right.
Fuck you, Poppy.
And it's Howard Stern. The guy once said he was going to dig up Mancow's dead dad. and
Okay, this
skull
is
fuck
gay,
him.
man. What are we rating?
On terrestrial radio.
There's no,
On
there's no
satellite.
honor in rating faggots.
Cares.
Exactly. It's over. It's
Howard
5 years.
Stern, like,
If I was going to talk shit about the guy, it would
This
have
is
happened
fucking
5
gay,
years
man.
Ago. Ack. Thank you, Big Earn.
Okay, let's get out of
Ack,
there,
to
man.
you too, my friend.
Thank you all for helping me with this raid.
RDC
But
Anthony.
we're not
gifting
gonna
one.
do that.
The
Yeah, yeah.
effing ends and Jews.
He's solid as a rock.
Ah, man, you guys made me watch TSN. Are you proud of yourselves? Fucking hacks. You done did it. You done did it this time. You done did it. You fucked up big this time, man. Let's watch another music doc just for that. You done did it. Do we have anything planned in the playlist? No, we're done with that. That was kind of cool. We're done with that. Okay, let's finish that shoe on head video. Fuck it. With the female incels.
It was all white men, which you may not think is bad, but speaks volumes to me about you as a person. Wow, you're serious? Yes. Alright, good luck finding someone with a mindset like that. Alright, you don't have to be an asshole about it. I was being nice and passive as possible explaining that to you.
Yep.
Point proven too. You and every other guy can't take simple constructive criticism because it hurts your immature little egos. I know it's no big deal to you, but outside of your little cocoon, people struggle every day and you clearly could care less. I wonder what the guy who schedules your gigs would say if he knew he pays a racist asshole to play
April
at his
without
venue.
a speech impediment.
My god. There is so much to unpack here. Let's just dump the whole suitcase out. First of all, I never get tired of how
Yeah, I can do
equality
it.
to these people is just like literally when things are
Oops,
50-50.
let me put that
like your
shit back to
Spotify
normal.
playlist has to literally be 50% men and 50%
Man, I gotta
women, or
find
else
a way
you're
to zoom
toxic
in, zoom
partner.
out,
Like,
man.
I'm sorry,
What
but
the
if
fuck?
a man was specifically forcing himself to listen to female
got me
artists that
fucked
he didn't even
up.
like out of some like political
You
move,
got me fucked
that is a red
up.
flag. That is some performative lib shit. That is the type of man you have to avoid. Also, I love that little thread at the end, like trying to get him fired from his gigs.
What's up,
10-10,
Chair?
pure
Yes.
cinema. Lol, I don't know. I get weird when I'm in a good mood. Like, I'll accidentally rip a guy. It's crazy. What the f? Okay. Could you imagine a man, like, when I'm in a good mood, I'll just rip a woman. I'll just start ripping. Literally a video
Yep.
of anal sex. Hi. What the actual? What? The video? The one
Close
you sent
one eye,
starting this
open-
whole conversation? What? Why?
Wow.
Did you seriously send me a vid of you
Wow.
having sex? Yeah. What the f? Did you just send me a video of anal sex without my consent? Yeah, and? The Chad sexual harasser. Damn, nice. Your turn. I'm good. Wow, I send you a pic and you can't even send any pics? You took advantage of me. You send the pics on your own. I ain't ask for them. Get the f out. If a girl sends you pics, it's kind of expected
I ain't
to return
asked
back.
for 'em.
No ma'am.
That's a black.
Whatevs. You a dumbass piece
I
of shit. I'm
ain't
tired
asked
of
for
trying.
'em.
Find someone more deserving to get my pics, who actually appreciates me and doesn't use me for my body. Here's my body. No, thank you. Stop using me for my body. Men used to have to work for a titty pic. These bitches out here just giving it away for free, or for like the price of a cheeseburger. Sad. I'm just at home bored as f. Are you alone right now? Let's get freaky nasty, daddy. Get out of my DMs. You're stupid. Unfollow me now and get the f out of my DM, bitch. There's coming on too strong, and then there's let's get freaky nasty, daddy. Also, I just noticed the folders I
Yep,
made
bitches
for these screen
will
caps
do that.
are really sus. Small dick, butt sex, freaky nasty, lesbian. This is all for work, honey, I swear. Oh, I love JRPG games too. Which one's your favorite? Persona 4. How tall are you? Oh, well, 6'1". It's already in my bio. Glad you aren't short. Hope you're actually
Like
6
I said,
foot,
this
not
chick,
lying about it. Yeah, I'm not. What's your waist circumference measurement?
Nudes of
Rest
my
in
ex.
peace
it
to this
didn't-
man. What the f? Why does
it
it
didn't
matter?
change a thing.
Why
She
did
wasn't
my height
mad.
matter?
She was like,
huh?
good,
You're a
good.
man. Men are supposed
She
to
was
be
like,
tall. That's bare minimum
good.
for a man. LMAO, okay, you're a woman. Women are supposed to be thin, right? Oh, F off. A woman can be whatever she wants to be. Your reply is extremely sexist and objectifying towards women. Read a book or something.
Allegedly,
How
I
is it
didn't-
different from your height
I didn't
requirement,
revenge
though?
porn
Are you not
anyone.
objectifying men as well? No, it is an
Allegedly.
objectification. Women are systematically and historically oppressed, and we don't have the structural power to objectify men. Men's preferences are oppressive and damaging towards women. You give me off such small peen energy. Bye. Oh my god, is this real? This is almost like too on the nose to be real. Stop objectifying women, you have a small penis. Bye. This is the issue with that stupid shit that's like, oh, racism is actually prejudice plus power, because the only outcome of that is dumbasses like this. Also, there's really nothing wrong with asking somebody their height, but I guess this guy was kind of just like sticking up for the short kings who have been rejected because of their height. Male solidarity. Bros before hoes, I suppose. Why are you as a man saying you are tired? Men used to die in a war and now they are tired. Why are you as a woman questioning me? Women used to get slapped for talking too much. What? He was literally just bantering with you. He was matching your freak. There is nobody worse than somebody who cannot banter. Maybe Hitler. Maybe. It's pretty close though. Yo dick big? Yo hole big? I have a regular hole. Like, what kind of question is that? Oh, never mind. You want some weird shit. The f is even a big hole? Oh, I'm sorry. Is it weird to randomly ask somebody about their genitals? He's simply giving you that same energy that you gave him and inquiring about your circumference. And so I ask again for the people at home. Yo hole. It big? Things to do to keep your man humble. Tell him his penis is fine or normal. Casually compare him to other men. Give one-word answers. Avoid eye contact and lean away. Lavish more attention on your dog than him. Tell him that you need a break from texting. Gonna do all these things on my girlfriend. Thanks for the manipulation advice. You are hateful. Oh my god, these women, they can dish it, but they absolutely cannot take it. As soon as you flip the script on them, they just like malfunction. Okay, this one is apparently from a lesbian to another girl. Would it offend you if I asked you to send me a pic of your breasts, but with the top on? I'm not offended, but I won't do it. I have a boyfriend, actually. Oh, please, but I'm so lonely. I haven't seen a girl in 2 months. Never mind. There's a bridge outside. I think I might jump. You know, my father's already dead, and I'm not even lying. My mom doesn't need any more deaths. So bye. I bet you're glad that people like you kill lesbians like me every day. Show me your tits or I'll kill myself. Amazing. It appears even the women are not safe from femcel rage. When women and men are rejected, there's a few paths they go down. There's the I didn't like you anyway cope, the I hope you die, and my all-time favorite, I'm going to kill myself. Dear my dead name LOL, I am very much love you and miss you. Every day is a struggle without you. No, I do not have attachment issues, but you are my favorite part of my life and you are wonderful. I'm sweet. Good night, that is all. Please be my Valentine.
Oh my god.
Or I will stab a hole in my chest. I'm not trying to pressure you with violence toward myself, even if I have thought about it multiple times. The end. Hey, I've seen you at school, and I think you're really cute, and your tattoos are so dope. Do you have Snap? I couldn't find you on Insta, and I'm very shy, so I asked for your phone number, and I'm texting you as your secret admirer, LMAO. If you're gay, I'm sorry, but if you're not, you probably noticed me, LOL. Have a good night, maybe I'll see you tomorrow. I'm incredibly flattered, but I actually have a girlfriend, I'm sorry. Thank you, though, I genuinely appreciate the compliments. And serious props for shooting your shot. Not a lot of girls have that kind of confidence. Okay, so he shot her down nicely.
That guy
told
was
her
very
he
nice.
had a girlfriend. Even gave her props for trying. I dread what is about to come next.
That guy was
okay, well, she
extremely-
doesn't have to know. I heard you and her live in another city, so you could always be my sneaky link.
Oh my
I just know it's
god.
big. Is it me, or are women getting hornier? I would bet I'm way hotter than your girlfriend. You would be so lucky to have me, and I saw you looking at me. That was some real shit. Please don't ignore me. I will see you tomorrow. You're the hottest person I've ever seen, and everything you say is so interesting to me. You're so tall and attractive. Restraining order. Now. Hey, 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 hey. Who's
there's
this?
no- there's
it's
no
Katie
real-
from the bar. I'm
there's
sorry,
no
I don't
real
know
way
you.
to
I think you
find
have the
out.
wrong
There's
number.
no-
Yeah, right. You're just trying to get out of this, aren't you? You fat
I don't
fuck.
know.
I hope you get your dick squashed by a meat cutter. I didn't even like you anyways. I was just pity you. You have a small penis. Hey, hey, hey. I hope you die. I didn't like you anyway. You have a small dick. Bingo!
Hey,
Bingo!
hey,
I got
hey.
femcel bingo over here. Hey, boo. Hi. Got something for
hey,
you. Huh?
hey.
Not safe for work. I'm in a relationship with a girl that I plan to marry someday. Look, I'm really horny and lonely. I need a boyfriend. Then find someone else. I'm taken. Didn't work? Here's another. Respond, please. You're gonna make me cry. I can send more nudes. Dude, look. Stop, for fuck's sake. I don't know why you won't accept me. I'm hot. We'll send nudes anytime you want. We can 24/7. Like, dude, what is wrong with you? It can be yours. This is the type of woman who is so used to getting anything she wants by doing this, and she's so confused why it's not working with this guy. A good man with a good woman is impervious to devious Jezebel trickery. Hey, damn, I'm not used to texting first, haha. Hey, that's fine. I never know what to say anyways. Yeah, it can be super awkward, haha. Haha, tell me about it. So what kind of stuff do you enjoy doing? Fingering my pussy. Hee hee hee. Wanna see? No. Hey, I had a really good time tonight. Same. I always have a wonderful time with you. Yeah, dinner was amazing. I just have something to say. Please don't take this the wrong way. What's up? Did you seriously only get me flowers, or is there another surprise or something? Oh no. Oh no. What do you mean? Again, dinner was great, and I'm not complaining. It's just flowers? Really? That's like the
Okay, I
most
think we're
generic
done.
female gift possible.
We got the gist of it. Let's see the playlist. Where's the playlist? Where's the playlist? Okay. Now that playlist is now empty. So let's find some more shit. We'll do it live. Shmuel, let's raid Shmuel. Can we raid Shmuel?
Anyway, so I gotta get rid of them, but people keep buying me cigars. And Echo Pineapple, Stalin, do you really want to miss out on Swan Talk?
I'm just
Swans
gonna.
are very fucking cool. I got to see one take off, and very majestic. And there's little ducks, and I'm in the Jersey Shore.
I'm just gonna zoom
my
on the
man,
chat, and you guys
Deeds, who I
can.
know is familiar with the shore, will tell you.
You guys
that
can do what you want.
They are these towns, right? So I guess when they built the road, they just
Man, I
cut
wish I could
the
zoom
tributaries to
in
the river.
on my
And so you
scene.
have these lakes that separate
How do I
the
zoom on
towns.
that bitch?
And
Let me
one
zoom,
end
brother.
is the ocean, and the other end is the highway. It's about, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 long blocks, and the water goes in and out. And it's pretty cool. I've been coming here for about 10 years, and I've seen people fish. I have never seen
If
anyone
you want to make
catch
me
one.
laugh, tell him he's fucking boring, man.
And I can tell you that it's not that deep, because about 8 years
Go
ago,
tell him Jeru said you're
my wife
fucking
was
boring.
not paying attention when she
Fuck
was
your
walking
wife.
the dog, and he went into the lake. And nothing will mobilize local police departments
Stalin.
and fire departments like a dog in the lake. But apparently the pond's only like
Pretty antisocial.
I think it's called Dirty Deeds.
I just lost
It's
respect for
nearby
these
Rex
bitches.
Pond. I think it's
Just
called
kidding, just kidding.
Fletcher Lake, but I'm not really sure.
Wow,
It's
Jeru said he
pretty
loved
funny
you
'cause
in
they
the
pretty
soft
much named
franchise. We're
everything here
doing it.
a lake, because I was driving to like ShopRite one day, and it's essentially like a giant sewer pit, and they call it Lake Alberta. So I have no idea what this is. All I know is I wouldn't want to go swimming on it. And oh my God, the bad jokes have started. Dirty Deeds, a dog in the water. That's a swan in a million. Oy.
Is that what I said? I said the
So,
gist.
Deeds, you and OG Nick ought to get together and come up with names
Suck,
and
man.
jokes.
Got
So,
him.
based on a conspiracy theory, Drew says you're the most interesting storyteller on the internet. Yeah, it's not true. But someone did say that they ran me through AI today, and I don't know which program it was, but apparently we've made AI.
I'd run you through a
20
fucking brick wall.
He actually sent it to me. I could actually read it to you, which I thought was absolutely hilarious, because I was like, whoever's writing this is definitely in the Dabbleverse and is trying to fuck with me. Shmuel Buckman appears to be a content creator and commentator on YouTube, known for his humorous and opinionated takes on various topics. His channel features streams, videos discussing events, personalities, and cultural phenomena, often with a comedic twist. They did not see the show the other night because there was no comedic twist there, for sure. Giroux, please make a bar about swans in the elderly. It's very funny. Echo, I gotta say, sorry about that. I don't really feel, I don't feel my age, but I am my age, and every now and then I do find myself in a senior citizen moment. So, all right, you're all gonna raise your hands. How many people were here the other night when I was having major problems with sound?
Buckman is a good egg.
Well, it turns out, fellas, that
Still better than Chad Zumock.
very elderly moment, I had the mic backwards.
Jeru says AI self-deleted
So,
after it analyze your
there you
voice.
go.
Jesus,
And,
fuck.
I think that's pretty goddamn funny, and I laugh.
I
I
think-
laugh to myself. I laugh.
I met him in AC.
And,
I'd say he's at least 50.
Echo, if you rewatched it this AM, you
55.
But yeah,
He's got to be older than Ray
I had the mic
DeVito.
backwards, and
Nah, I think at one point I said this dude
I'm kind
is
of
like
a
Ray's
master at
age.
streaming. It's not something that I do. I know a lot of guys are at their computer all the time, and I am not, and so I have to like reset.
Like, to be fair, Ray DeVito and Chad Zumock, they look good for 50. Like, 50-year-old man, they look busted as fuck. But that's just because they're fucking gay. They're homos.
That was the other part.
Homos that never worked a day in their lives, so they look like they look like soft and they look like well kept
catastrophic
because they're
failure.
fucking gays.
It was a catastrophic failure.
Him and his wife were yeah.
Chrome browser that I'm in is signed into one account, and my premium YouTube is on another account. And so when I went into the premium YouTube, it wouldn't play the sound. So there we go. I do have let's give this a shot, fellas, and see if this works. I have a bunch of crap to share, but let's very quickly do whatever.
I don't have a. I know who Johnny Carson is, but I don't have an image of his face.
Melendez
Like
from yesterday's news channel, and see if you all can hear it.
both old white
In the
dudes.
day when he was entertaining, you probably heard this guy here on quite a bit. Or maybe you heard him as the announcer for Jay Leno on Tonight Show. Well, now he's doing a lot of busy things on
That's
his own.
not true,
Talking,
Bass.
of course,
Come on,
about
man.
The man known as Stuttering John Melendez.
Oh no no no! I don't want to watch this. I don't want to. I don't want to.
No idea. Back in the day when
I spent like 3 days not fucking watching that Stuttering John shit. I'm not gonna do it today. Nobody's gonna make me watch that shit. Nobody, unless you pay for it, and I'm gonna hate you for it. Who gives a fuck that Stuttering John is on TV? Like, who gives a fuck? That's his 5 minutes of fame. He's not gonna do anything. And he probably wasn't as hack as some of you guys. So who gives a flying fuck? He's gone, man. Keep him gone. Don't bring him back for every fucking little thing he does. I'm actually doing my part. Like, I don't want Stuttering John back, so I completely ignore him. I think we're doing fine now. We're finding new locales. We're focusing more on Chad Zumock, on OP. We're having fun now. Fuck Stuttering John. But once again,
I don't know shit about fuck.
the problem with human rights. Yeah, there's no such thing as human rights. Because they need to be enforced. So that it's not a right. Is that what he's going to say? Something along that matter?
Human rights today have the kind of status that the divine right of kings had in the Middle Ages. They are so deeply ingrained in our political thinking that imagining a society without them seems almost impossible. We all know the famous line from the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal,
That's
that
what
they are
you get.
endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. But we should beware of what seems self-evident.
Oh, that's a bar.
In many cases, what seems self-evident is less an indication of what is correct or indubitable.
But really, if I show up
and more an
at your
indication of
place
our
with a gun,
biases
where
and
the fuck are
effective
your
the time
rights?
and
They're
place we
gone.
live in.
Immediately,
One
your
of the
rights
most
are gone.
influential liberal political
Allegedly, in
philosophers
Minecraft,
of the 20th century, John Rawls,
like there's no
once
such
even
thing as
stated
rights.
that human rights are not the consequence of a particular philosophy, nor of one way among others of looking at the world. They are not tied to the cultural tradition
That all
of the
men are
West
gay.
alone, even if it was within this tradition that they were formulated for
What?
the first time. They just follow from the definition of justice. That human rights simply follow from the definition of justice is, at the very least, a strange claim, because the notion of justice has been
Hell yeah.
theorized at least since the ancient Greeks, whereas the doctrine of human
gonna
rights
glue
was
your
not
mouth
fully
shut.
formulated until the 17th century. Can we really untie the definition of justice from the vast majority of the term's history? Whenever we feel like some notion or idea is impossible to do without, there is a kind of therapy we can utilize. It's called history. By seeing how the idea of human rights emerged, we can then situate it as a product of a particular time and place, and thus hopefully remove the limits that it places on our political imagination. A crucial distinction is in order before we begin. The distinction between objective rights and subjective rights.
Objective rights state what is right in general. For example, it is right to bury the dead. It is right to obey your parents, or it is right to serve your community. Notice that these do not attribute rights to an individual. They do not state whose right it is to bury the dead, merely that
That's
it
a
is
bar.
right.
He's
Subjective
barring.
rights, on the other hand, are rights that are attributed to an individual, a subject, hence subjective. Examples would include the familiar rights from the Declaration of Independence. I have the right to liberty. I have the right to property. I have the right to a fair trial. These do not state what is right generally, but rather speak of rights as something that someone possesses. And it is this category, subjective rights, that constitutes the idea of human rights that we are all so familiar with, something that each human being owns, merely by virtue of being human. Today we pretty much identify rights as such with subjective rights. If someone speaks of rights, more often than not, we can assume they're speaking about the subjective variety. Yet they're actually an incredibly recent invention. When, for example, ancient Greeks spoke of what is right, or lawful, or just, they had the objective conception in mind. To them, the idea of subjective right would probably be incomprehensible. In fact, sentences in the form of "I have the right to" something are not even possible to construct in ancient Greek. Ancient Greek philosophers commonly saw what is right, what is lawful, as being determined by the moral order of the world itself. What is right was not to be found in individuals, but in the harmonious order of things, in the relationships between the different parts of the world and one's community. Roman law famously defined justice as giving each person what is due to him. Reading this through the spectacles of our times, we might assume that what giving each person what is due to him means is something like respecting each person's individual property rights. But as I already mentioned, the notion of a subjective right had not even been formulated at the time. What was due to a person was determined not by the individual rights they possessed, but by their position in the larger community and their relationship to the other members of the community. The point of such distributive justice was to aim at social harmony, something that can only be understood in light of the community as a whole, rather than in terms of isolated individual rights.
Yeah, I'm ready to
So what
leave. I'm
changed
trying to make you
this
guys
brand of
leave so I can
justice,
leave.
so different from the one common in our times? What made it possible to think of rights as subjective? Like many things in the history of quote-unquote the West, one thing in particular is crucial: Christianity. First of all, Christianity conceived of each individual as having a soul, something which places each person in direct relationship to God, and thus gives each person a kind of absolute value. Because this soul exists
Can I try to end this on a
independently both
bang?
from one's...
And I'm not talking about a gun wound to the brain. Oh. Oh. Do 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 do. Man, can't find anything. Everything sucks. I'm ready to go. Oh, whoa, whoa. Everything sucks. Fuck yeah. The Wild Side of MTV in the 2000s. 45 minutes. Nope. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Oh, yo, yo, yo. You got me fucked up. You got me fucked up, bitch. You got me fucked up. Oh, there you go. Base favorites.
We have new information on that Whataburger worker accused of stealing a customer's credit card info to pay her court fines. Police have given her a week to turn herself in, but they learned she has since fled the state.
Look, with a setup like that, you guys knew 100% that there was no way I wasn't covering this story. There was no way I wasn't addressing this, because this woman is so stupid, so ridiculous, that she decided at her job at Whataburger to steal the credit card information from one of the customers in order to pay off fines and fees from previous criminal activity, thinking that this was a perfectly fine and adequate solution to her problems, ultimately leading to her, of course, being subject to more arrests, more fines, more jail time than she would have been had she not paid the fine. Now, we're going to break this down. We're going to talk about this. But before we do, I want to thank everybody who supports this channel via actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay?
So like I said in the open, what we have right here is an incredibly unintelligent woman, an incredibly unintelligent criminal, which is unsurprising because criminals are often stupid, but I assure you, this woman has gone above and beyond with her stupidity in this particular incident, because not only did she steal the cards, like I said earlier, in order to pay off previous court fines, previous penalties for criminality, but she also fled the state when news broke that she was going to be arrested again, but now she's asking the state in order to give her a second chance as a fugitive in order to turn herself in, despite the fact that she has already fled the state completely. She's already gone. She's already in the wind, but now she's like, look, it's not fair for you guys to treat me like a fugitive just because I'm a fugitive from justice, just because I ran away rather than facing charges. And if you think I'm kidding about this, if you think I'm joking, just wait for the rest of the segment.
Sonoy police tell me that 25-year-old Alifa Sumter wants a do-over when it comes to turning herself in. The internet has already dubbed the Whataburger worker one of the dumbest criminals after she allegedly used stolen credit card information from a drive-thru customer to pay her own court fines.
Now look, normally on this channel, we are independent thinkers. We're free thinkers, actually. The most balanced free thinkers that you could possibly have. So we don't just go with what the internet says. We don't just go with the broad consensus. However, in this particular incident, the internet is acting more as the Ask the Audience and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, which is the most accurate of all the lifelines. Therefore, I'm going to have to agree that this woman is in fact one of the dumbest criminals, if not the dumbest criminal of 2025 for sure.
Police say back in January, Sumter was working the drive-thru at this Noonan Whataburger. A customer reported to Sonoy police that his credit card information was used to pay $400 in fines at the Coweta County State Court Probation Office. Investigators say they simply searched whose fines got paid. They say it was Sumter, and her info revealed she worked at Whataburger. They asked the victim if he'd been to the burger joint. They say he said yes, he had. And he later picked her out of a lineup.
Did you guys hear that? Did you guys catch that? Because this was obviously the easiest case to crack in human history. This woman paid her own fines, her own court fees at the probation office using this guy's stolen credit cards. They discover that this woman worked at Whataburger,
gotta be kidding me.
Same Whataburger that he used that card to buy food at before she ended up using those numbers in order to pay off her fines. So instantly, this was the easiest investigation, opening to closing, embarrassing that you could possibly have. The lowest tier, the lowest IQ identity theft humanly possible, and it was all made possible by this wonderful woman who is currently a fugitive but asking for a do-over on her fugitive status.
Coweta County took out a warrant for probation violation. Sonoy police took out felony warrants for identity theft and credit card fraud. Keep in mind, Sumter's probation was just for misdemeanor pot possession, so things have escalated significantly.
Yeah, this is honestly and genuinely some low IQ operation right here. She had misdemeanor marijuana possession, a small quantity of marijuana where all she had to do was be on probation for whatever set period of time in the state of Georgia and pay these particular fines. But rather than actually doing that, rather than using the money from the job that she works at Whataburger in order to pay those fines, she decided that it would be a much better idea to commit felony identity theft. By the way, there's also a bunch of other additional felonies because she was an employee, therefore in a position of trust with other people's accounts. So there's financial crimes that you can stack on top of that, credit card fraud and all of that, in order to get out of the consequences of a misdemeanor pot possession. Again, these people are absolutely insane, and this is one of the reasons why, by the way,
This is the real
people
mud
say
shark.
that all criminals are innocent. Beba Angel Aladdin's just trying to feed their starving family, and it's economic circumstances and blah blah blah. All that stuff that you hear from the left constantly. I need to remind you that most
The
of these
English
people are
mud
dumb.
shark.
They're not smart. They only see the next instant gratification point, and that's what makes them dangerous. Imagine if she thought hurting somebody would lead her to the point where she could pay off this small fine. You think she'd hesitate to do it? This woman has obviously
Is there a British
no mental
is there a British
to
term
engage
for
with
a
the
mud
world
shark?
in any kind of
in
intellectual
the
way.
UK?
So we cannot be surprised by her becoming dangerous in other instances when she thinks it will benefit her in this moment. Even though if she just had a hint, a scintilla of foresight, she would have realized
Jungle
that this
fever.
was
Well,
almost
that's not
guaranteed
very.
to be
That's
a
not a
thing
name,
that
right?
she got caught for. The guy was obviously going to notice these unauthorized charges in order to pay these
Okay.
court fines. The police were going to notice that she paid them under her own name. They were going to figure out where she got the credit card. All of this could have been understood by somebody with
sure
a
you know about coal burner too,
acceptable
right?
IQ if they were actually thinking about this for more than a split second in the moment. Yet all of these thoughts, all of these consequences, all of this future planning ended up eluding this woman because she's incredibly stupid. It's not just one of the stupidest crimes that you can have. This is one of the stupidest criminals. She's not smart. She is definitely not fit for society, not because she's particularly shown herself to be violent and dangerous, but because she's completely unfit. I do not trust this woman to drive a car, let alone flip
You
burgers
think
at
Australians?
Whataburger. She
You
obviously
think
can't
Australians
handle
have
those
a
tasks,
word
and now
for
she's
it?
going to lose her job, go to jail for felony identity theft and other financial crimes, not be able to get a job in
Dark
the future,
over bills.
all because of a couple of $100 in fines.
It's gone dark over
Authorities gave her
bills.
until Friday to turn herself in, but they say
That's pretty-
she
that's
didn't.
pretty damn
on
good.
Monday, they learned she'd skipped the state. After her story appeared on Fox 5 and on social media, seemingly everywhere, police say she contacted them, asking to turn herself in on Wednesday.
So like I told you earlier on, this woman obviously fled the state because she was trying to escape consequences. Again, no forward thinking at all for this
How
person.
about
You
this?
think
She's
she
a
had
ghost
an emergency
chaser.
fund in order to afford to be in a
A
fugitive
ghost
for all
chaser.
this time working at Whataburger and not even being able to pay the small fines that she got for
Nah, she
misdemeanor
isn't.
pot
She's
possession?
not.
Absolutely not.
Well-
but then the story starts going viral on social media.
You got me
She
fucked
starts
up,
getting
man.
so much hate for being
She's,
so
like,
stupid that she
acceptable,
actually
but-
decided because of the social media hate, because of people making fun of her, that she'd rather be in jail than out in the real
Oi,
world.
mate,
Because
out here
what
in
if somebody
Australia, we
recognizes
say-
her,
we call
not
them
for the
ghost
fugitive that
chasers.
she is, but for the idiot that she is, but for the fool that she is. That is an embarrassment factor that she could not deal with. And if you don't believe me, that's actually what she said over the phone.
She's taken quite a hammering on social media. She made a mistake. She's not an awful person, but obviously made a bad mistake, and hopefully she'll learn from it and move on. Am I
Snow
confident
plows.
she's going to turn herself in? No. But we'll see.
Police say they have good reason to be skeptical. but they say they also don't mind giving her another chance to do the right thing.
Now, as far as I could tell, as of right now, Alifa has actually not turned
Hammer
herself
Shark?
in, and since this segment is over a week old, that Wednesday deadline has now passed. However, I will
Hammerhead
continue
Shark?
looking to see
Is
if
that
there's
something?
an update,
Is that a
so
thing?
don't hold me to that, but it's just, as of right now, according to my research at the time that I'm shooting
Hammer
this video,
Shark. I like
this
that.
woman is still on the loose, so she has no follow-through on turning herself in, which is just going to make things much, much worse for her. And by the way, her contacting the police to tell them that she needs more time in order to get her affairs in order to surrender to their custody will likely lead to a conviction on the fugitive charges, because now she can't even argue that she was unaware of the fact that there was a warrant out for her arrest. Now, of course, I want to know what you guys think about this down in the comments below. Is Alifa, this absolute queen, the dumbest criminal that you've heard of, at least for this year? Or do you think she's actually a high-level genius by turning that small, finable misdemeanor into a felony, into multiple felonies, and being a fugitive from law enforcement? This was all to just get her name out there. No publicity is bad publicity, and we're talking about her, therefore it all worked out for her. Again, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you like this video, show...
What a dummy. I think there's a way to get away with it, like with crypto, right? You buy some Monero, flip that once, flip it another time. You can scramble the addresses. There's gotta be there's a way to do it in 4 or 5 steps. Oh my God, Crumbum is now getting another link.
Successful in as much as it maintained an audience, they sold ads, he was fine, but he had to think he was bigger than he was. He had to think he was smarter than he was. And he went after the woman in Iowa that got the job that he wanted.
His emotions and ego fucking took control over him, and he ruined his career.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, I think that's it. I'm fucking done. I'm tired. I'm gay. Thank you all for watching, and see you next week.
Heineken? Fuck that shit! Pabst Blue Ribbon! From the street, and I'm